Wow, look at the timing. That was great. This is an acapella. Blake said he wants to open the show with a Sweet 16 for us.
I wrote these raps for you guys.
Just me. Fuck up, leave her. Go. Come back and do it again. I'm charging these hoes like a black visa. Unlimited shit.
He picked this accent up in rural North Carolina 2 years ago.
Nigga pocket, put it in a nigga meet my hand. I can't.
You know what time it is? Episode 72.
Come back and do it
again. The real niggas is back.
What if we just found out Blake was rapping like this and like he just hid that he like raps on the side?
Honest to God, I'd be fucking furious.
That'd be hilarious.
I'd be furious that it was on the track. I'd be furious.
Like we just randomly stumbled upon it somehow.
That is finesse 2 times a money bag, yo. Like I said, the beef is over. Black Visa, put it in my meat.
Huh?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
It's cool when they do it.
Yeah, it is. That's how we know you're not a rapper, because it definitely made me question a lot of things.
Yeah, man.
I did. Man, I seen a little clip of Finesse 2 times getting interviewed. I don't remember. It might have been $1 million worth of game. Somebody, and he was talking about how they squashed the beef, and he was really just like, I wasn't in a place to be mature enough to squash the beef.
It was me. I was wrong.
Yeah, he was like, the nigga tried to like help me out, and I was just being a dickhead. So it's nice to see adult black men squash shit.
It's nice to see beef resolved in that sense. When people come like, you know what, I'm an idiot. Shout out to Rick Ross and Jeezy too, because their shit kind of went that route too. Like it could have went another way, it seemed like, but it definitely became like just 2 adults like, hey, we can make a lot of money together, and this is really over nothing. Like let's figure this out. And it Finesse 2 times and Moneybagg Yo, that went even further. To Finesse actually signed to Moneybagg Yo. He's part of Bread Gang now. So
shit.
More good shit on the way. Shout out to Memphis Rap though. They're on fire.
It is. Hey man.
They probably
lead the back right now.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't like, it's hard to compare things
it's
to
them
Atlanta.
in Detroit, right? I was thinking like them in Detroit, maybe.
You're thinking for like new acts.
Yeah, like new spots. It's kind of like emerging.
For new people popping up, it's probably them in Detroit. I was just saying in general though, music wise, like it's hard to compare anything to Atlanta because that is just so like unreal.
So much, and it's been so long.
YSL Rico kind of hurt him a little bit though, but it's
it has put a damper on things. Honestly, Pooh Shiesty getting locked up kind of fucked a little run up for a second. They still got enough talent, but Pooh Shiesty's my fucking guy. I'm sad we're not getting.
He had the heat behind him.
Oh my god!
The hell you figure? Lost Pooh Shiesty. They still have Nardo Wick. He's probably came out around the same time. Y'all don't fuck with Nardo.
I listen to him a little bit.
I like some of his like verses, but I tried to listen to his album when it came out. Wasn't doing it for me.
They got Shakur's boy, Young Nudie.
And Nudy's nice.
Real hip hop. And that shit is hard. EA Monster. I like when he be rapping over them Sega beats. That nigga be rapping over Sega Genesis beats.
If you count Neff and Few as a new group, they got that going for them too.
Neff and Few is about to take over. Offset can get.
That's October, right? Isn't that first week of October, the album?
They did put the date out. Date out.
I'm curious if it's gonna be like that first song they dropped there. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is hard. All right, man. How y'all weeks been? Anything eventful happen in the lives of you two, or uneventful as usual? Anything popping off?
Yeah, shoot, I'll go first. So I've been at the crib most of the week, so it's just one of them things like where you kind of just get to enjoy a lot of different things, taking a lot of different things that have time for shit that you don't normally have time for.
Best part of life.
Yeah, but what did I do with all that time? I've been watching. I watched the Lord of the Rings show. That shit's been good. I finished Dawson's Cabaret. That was very important programming to take in. And let me tell you, like, I know we all here enjoy combat sports, and I've never seen them let them get to it the way they get to it on that show. They be squabbling.
Does Bree watch that with you? Or is that a show you watch by yourself?
It's by myself. She don't really like my trashy TV that much, but she knows I enjoy the trashy TV. So.
We all got our vices.
Yeah, that show's extra trashy though. Like it can get a bit much at times where I'm like, all right, like y'all are kind of just.
Anything I've ever seen of that show or their reunions or anything, or Jocelyn just in general is like, this is absurd.
Yeah. The one girl showed up. No, 3 girls showed up to the reunion wearing shiesties because they had said during the season, when it's time for the reunion, I'm not talking to you. It's on site. and it was on site.
Wearing a ski mask for a fist fight is kind of funny to me.
Yeah, she showed up with a ski mask and Tim's on. Like I was yo.
Hey man, that bitch just showed up looking like Kadarius Toney.
Exactly. It got real on there. But she said she's bringing it back. They're doing another one. So lawsuit's been, I don't know if they've been settled, but Zeus don't seem to care too much. So
who is funding Zeus? Is it a Tyler Perry funded network?
I don't know. This is probably one of those long running ploys to destabilize the black community. The Zeus network is.
You gotta be right. You absolutely have to be right. I'm gonna find out. It's gotta be like fucking Viacom.
Yeah, I don't know.
I felt like I saw like a clip of them like arguing with like some employees. Like the owner of the network was like a younger black dude, maybe in his late 30s, maybe early 40s. And I feel like I see him arguing with somebody fired on live on air. I feel like I saw that clip. Like,
I don't know if I saw something that might have been from the ATL season, not the Las Vegas one. But they did step in at the reunion. They were like, "Hey, no, this is me talking. We're not doing this here. We're not doing this here. Everyone's going to come in here and sit down and talk." All right, he could be. He could be a cyborg. He might be a plot. Yeah, I don't know. They definitely got into. I don't know if they got in a fight with security guards. Jocelyn definitely chewed out a few producers. Like she brought them on camera and yelled at them just during the show, not even during the reunion. So if you're on the Zoo set, you can get it. Yeah.
Cameraman getting beat up, the boom guy getting his ass kicked.
She told the security guard to get their hands off her husband after her husband fought one of the girls because the girl tried to fight Jocelyn. And then she was telling him, like, "Don't put your fucking hands on my man." And her husband was like, "Nah, he's right. He's right. It's cool. It's cool."
And he worried about, am I going to be back next season? Am I about to be unemployed? Like, goddamn.
It's her show. He ain't going nowhere.
No, I'm not talking about the husband. I'm talking about the security guard. Yeah, the security guard's like, I got to listen. I got to let him go.
For sure.
That's
definitely some wild. I think it's like $8 a month. There's only 11 episodes and 2 reunion episodes. And one reunion episode, the whole entire thing is like Jocelyn performing her music. I don't know if y'all ever heard her music.
Do it like
I've
it's
heard
my
one
birthday.
song and it sounded terrible.
Do it like
Baby,
it's my birthday.
do it like it's my birthday.
I'm telling you, my boy Therese, who gave me his Zeus login, and I've never used it. He wanted to leave work. Like when he left our job, he wanted to leave walking out to that song. Like he wanted us to play that song on the walkout for him. Please, Blake, please don't. You don't have to do this. No one's asking.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Do it like it's my birthday.
We're gonna get banned for this.
Please, Jocelyn gonna kick your fucking door in.
That's the Zeus Network CEO. That nigga's gonna send us a cease and desist.
Oh my god.
No, it's on YouTube. This is the intro to the show.
This song is so ass. This the intro. Oh, this isn't the D-Day song? Okay. Dog, her asshole is on the screen. Holy shit.
Is it really?
Not Jocelyn, but there was a girl face down, ass up.
I just need the music to start playing.
Come and pay me, give me the money, give me diamonds, give me rubies, baby. Take me on that trip.
I've heard this.
I wanna go shopping. Get on your knees and beg me, please, to let you in me. I wanna ride.
All right.
Her voice is just it's so odd. It's so odd. It's so unique.
I thought she was from New York too. She's from Florida.
Yeah, she has like a South Carolina Geechee accent with a Puerto Rican accent mixed together. It doesn't make you.
She's from Fort Lauderdale or some shit like that.
I was kind of hoping that Blake originally was going to miss the show. My excuse for you being gone this week was going to be you were kidnapped by a pack of Puerto Rican pole dancers and we were negotiating your release, which was very on brand. Last time we said you died, which I feel like was too harsh. I know your mom listens to the show. She probably didn't like that.
No.
Puerto Rican pole dancers, I feel like it's much more respectable for someone.
Negotiating trade me for Blake.
They out there. What do you got in the package for me?
Nigga, they're trading you for me. I'll be kidnapped by
I volunteer as tribute.
That's a noble sacrifice, though. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, it is. Hey, man, you got a family. I don't. We'll be all right. I'll keep it moving.
Well, it takes incredible strength and courage to do something like that, Jamal. So I really do appreciate it.
Jamal, how was your week? Anything popping for you? Any
I made my return to 2K. That's the biggest thing of my life right now. And I see, I'm definitely glad I took a year off. Cause goddamn, that shit could be a lot of work.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you made a build night one. Hope you don't spend no VC because you about to start over in a couple days.
Bruh, this year the grind is like no other two.
I do like I made 3 builds last night, and I was like watching like YouTube videos and stuff. But I made a 3-way level score.
3-level score.
A 3-way level score.
Yeah. Fuck y'all. I made I forgot to like a point forward something. Now I don't remember the nigga. And then I made like a paint beast power forward. I like the 2 guard though.
Yeah, but you're not about to.
I'm gonna use the big. I probably never use that point forward one.
No, you're not.
I do like the big one straight.
Yeah, I need to get on there. Blake, have you been in the 2K streets yet on the new one?
Yeah, man. Me and Jamal went and got the head taps done in the wreck today, man.
Okay.
We would have seen about it. Got fucked up. Yeah.
Dog, oh man, my God, you need badges are so goddamn important on that game, dude. Like you need like VC for like all dog. Like you can't even have like certain like jump shot animations are locked by like your skill and like height and stuff. So it's like I can't just give my dude the release I've been giving myself for like 12 years off rip, like Rudy Gay.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it sounds crazy, but it makes sense because 2K has always had like attributes tied to releases. Like certain releases have better green windows, certain releases have always been better to contest, are more affected by it or less affected by it, and some of them been more sensitive to having good timing than others. But they've never published that information. So this year, tying the releases to the actual attributes now, like making it so you have to have like a 82 mid-range or 3-pointer in order to have that jumper, it makes sense because there are releases that are flat out better than other ones. And if you're not a good shooter, then you shouldn't have the good shooter release. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Bullshit,
the center gets the fucking the constant green release, even though he's got a 61-3 or something.
You got the Rudy Gay, Paul George mix with the 38 base. Like, no, you should not have that, bro. That's like Steph Curry shooting. Like, you don't need that.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, this year's definitely a grind, and it seems more expensive than years past for sure. As far as like how much VC takes to raise attributes, like I'm in probably 250k VC, and I'm at like an 87.
I hate that. It seems like that's the case every year. Like it seems like every year it ticks up on how expensive it is to do stuff when you're making literal money hand over fist. And like I just. Obviously, we know why because they want to make money. It's just like damn, y'all can't take a break. Like y'all are raking in money so much.
It stayed fairly level. Like my bad. Go ahead.
In the game, like off rip, like without like no VC, you just
oh boy.
All
right.
I remember when Goob's cousin said that he did that when he was like, "Yeah, I'm just grinding my guy to an 84, didn't buy any VC." It's like you have way too much time on your hands.
You could do that back in the day though, like 2K12 or 2K13.
Yeah, but this was like 3 years ago.
That's pre-park.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was when it was just like I'm gonna make 400 threes in the regular games, and now my guy's at 99.
Yeah, that was like you could only use them in blacktop.
Yeah,
that's true. Man, dog, they force you to buy VC, man.
It's pretty egregious, honestly. But I mean, hey, I have the most play title year after year. So
I have thought it's been funny to watch the blowback of people that bought the 150 version just to get League Pass, and then League Pass dropped their price. I think it's like under $100 for League Pass or something like that now.
You still save $10 that way.
Okay, what wasn't it like $70 before, like $100 savings before? Something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you still save $10, and that's not counting the 100k VC that you got, or if you play my team, the shit that you got from that too. So all that has
my team pass. Yeah, no, it's still a good value.
Yeah. I got a go kart. These bitches don't got go karts.
Yeah, I got fucking.
You bitches can't even spell go kart.
Mm-hmm.
We need Blake to get level 40 so we can ride around in the 4-person golf cart.
Yeah, that's the real wave. That's the mission. That's the reason for the season.
We got 42 days for one of us to get to level 40. We got to take
based on how we started out in that wreck. Might take 44 days.
What build did you make, Blake?
It's called a diming finisher. So he's like basically a punch god center type of thing. But he can pass.
Yeah, he got fucking dimes. He's the best passer on our team. We had
Tyrell, they got pass animations you can equip now. This shit's tough.
Let's go. About fucking time.
I really just launched like
no, I like that.
Like was fucking dimes like full court. I like, this is a round point.
They leave your hand with pepper on them too.
No, that shit was crazy.
Like, I be watching some people on like TikTok and shit that be posting their like rec clips, and I really feel like I be playing a whole different game. I seen a dude make a full court skip pass in traffic right to his dude, and I'm like, I know I couldn't do that. There's nothing I could in the 2K years I've played that could like give me the capabilities of making these things happen. Some of these dudes are just really in a different league altogether.
This is by far like probably the most different that I can remember 2K feeling like 1 year to the next in a very long time.
Which really again makes me excited that we skipped last year so we can like, you know.
Yeah, because last year the shooting was just ridiculous. This year, shooting like I mean there's still good shooters out there, but it's not like it was last year. Last year, like it was the side by side thing over and over again until you made like one tiny mistake and it was a green 3 every single time. Like it was ridiculous. So they've made shooting like much more skill based now, and it's letting other positions be stronger. And they fixed some things as far as like scoring around the hoop as well that were really problematic. Like if you did a drop step with your big and like there's no one between you and the hoop and you like were just holding the shoot button, he'd miss that shot every single time. This year it goes in, which it sounds like a small thing, but it's a huge deal because it's 2 points that should have been there the whole entire time that you couldn't count on before. So you had to resort to like pump faking a million times so someone jumped and then you went up. But you don't have to do that this year.
And even though everybody knows that your teammates in the rec don't give a fuck, they're gonna miss that shot. You are the worst 2K player ever. We're not playing.
Oh, you're missing bunnies. Like, sorry, I didn't know what the make button was. Like, goddamn. Like,
oh man. All right, I'm gonna get into the topics. I'm gonna just go in order. And honestly, I feel like I'm gonna regret this as soon as I do it.
Do it like a short B day.
I've slandered. I've let a little bit of slander go, but I feel like Jamal spent a lot of time on Twitter. There's going to be a lot of slander. Yesterday morning, September 8th, Queen Elizabeth of whatever the United Kingdom or something, Britain, some country over there, passed away at the tender age of 96. I'm mad that Blake left right when I did this because Blake's smart. I know a little bit of history. Blake be just knowing random shit. So I'll let you get your one off first, Jamal. What was your favorite Queen Elizabeth meme that you saw?
Oh, somebody put
Twitter was in a fucking blaze.
Somebody put the Grand Theft Auto Wasted behind her. Yeah, no, that was pretty. Oh no, it's got to be the Twin Towers one. The Twin
Towers one was good. The Twin Towers one was my favorite for sure.
Yeah, no, that was
and then somebody responded like, "A second plane is coming, your Highness," or something like that. Yeah, I didn't have there. I unfortunately had to work yesterday, so I was only catching memes here and there. So I did see the her superimposed on Spider-Man, getting dunked on by Venom. That was a funny one.
Did you see like the trending topics like underneath her were?
I've seen some. Yeah. I've seen some.
The internet's crazy.
It was interesting to see like how her death rollout went. Like, obviously there's a time difference. So I woke up at like 6:30 or something like that, and it was like the Queen is unwell, and like BBC has now canceled all program for the rest of the day. And I was like, oh, she's already dead. Like I remember last year she like went into the hospital and wasn't feeling good or something like that, and they were like, yeah, like business as usual. But they were like, oh yeah, BBC anchors have changed into their black suits. They're canceling all programming for the rest of the day. I was like, oh no, yeah, she's out of here. I think she was already gone by the time they told us she wasn't feeling good.
Remember when her husband died, but like nobody gave a fuck and people were making fun of him because he died the same day DMX died?
He did die the same day as DMX. I forgot about that.
Same day DMX and nobody fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. Yeah.
Hey, you be tapped in with the British mommies. Have you talked to any of them? How have they felt?
I haven't talked to nobody other than man. I knew like a couple chicks off like Clubhouse back in the day, but
oh, you haven't talked to them?
I haven't talked to them forever. But.
Yeah, I don't know any British people. So my only scope is my only scope of her passing is like from the American standpoint of like we don't care too much. But what, Jamal, as a historian yourself, like what is Queen Elizabeth's legacy to you? Like, what do you think about her?
So from what I know, and talking to people like Islanders and Jamaicans, I know they don't fuck with her because she helped do a bunch of colonizing in Jamaica and places like that. And I saw like a picture of her, like I don't know if this was Photoshop, but I swear I saw a picture of her and Hitler together. Have you seen that?
It's probably real. I don't. They probably wasn't friendly, but I mean, he was just a politician back in the day before he decided to bombs over Great Britain. Them.
Dog, I can't get that goddamn picture of the Twin Towers, dude. They photoshopped
the Twin Towers one was funny.
That is the most insane shit ever.
What do you think are because I feel like the presidents that we've had passed away here, like people didn't care too much. Like I think we were kind of young when Reagan passed, so I can't say, but I feel like people haven't cared too much. What do you think? What do you think is like the great unifying death in America that could like equate to this? Because I'm sure people over there are like, I'm sure people there are like all majority sad.
There's nothing near close. This would be like if
give me
I don't know.
The Rock died.
I said Dolly Parton.
It's not like that because you got to figure like so give an example. They're all of their naval ships. They all start out with like HMS, and that means Her Majesty's Service, I believe. So all their whole entire navy, like she owns it. It's hers. It's under her. She commands it. Even if like she's not formally doing that, she's directly tied into their like existence as a culture, you know? Yeah. She's like on their money. Like we don't have the living person on our money. There's nothing like that. I don't know. There really can't be anything close. Like we don't have like a monocrastic like backbone like they do. So it's not that they necessarily like care or love about her, but you just got to figure like how much shit over there is going to change because now they have to switch it to somebody else. Like I don't know if it stays HMS, even though her and him can use the same thing, so you don't necessarily have to change that. But there's shit like that. She's the highest level of government, I believe, in Canada and like other former British colonies and current British colonies. So that's also things that need to change. However they do their paperwork, they have to address it differently. It's a lot of shit.
The way their systems are set up, though, like the royal family doesn't like make laws and shit, right? Like it still goes through their politicians. So like how
so how it is it's not that their parliament and government cut out the royal family. The royal family just chooses not to intervene with that. In the event that they did choose to intervene, which they could because they still do have superseding power over everything, I believe at that point Parliament could like come to a vote and try to remove them or whatever.
Okay.
But they still do have power. They just choose not to because they know like that's not what is going to be productive for them. Like there's no
honestly,
point.
This whole time I've thought like it was like not performative, but it was like this is the old system we had, but we don't use that anymore. But they still got all the money. They own most of the land and shit over there, so they still like went through them. But
like I believe like their national parks and shit are like Windsor land. It's their shit.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, they're talking about she owns like 6 billion acres of land across like all of the British colonies and shit like that.
Yeah,
like, stuff like that.
And I mean, they're so like different from let's like France, for example, right? Like France is another country. I think France has more colonies than anywhere else. Like they have more land mass than any other single country on the planet just because of all the colonies that they have everywhere. But with that, it's France's government that's over everything. It's not this family. But with the UK, it's still this family because no one else has a monarchy in power that has like still that structure about it, you know? So it's there's not another equivalent on the planet. I don't think you can't even like say like what's the equivalent for America. There's not another equivalent on the planet.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I was looking at it from like a cultural standpoint without taking it. I knew she was on their money, but wasn't really thinking that. I just meant like the feeling less than the impact of like, yeah, they're gonna have to change their money and change.
Okay, so this is probably minimalizing it again and like putting our feelings and thoughts first.
Yes, which is what Americans do.
Morgan Freeman, Samuel L. Jackson, those type of dudes. Like we lost one of them. Like I don't know if people got bad blood for them. I don't know anybody has bad blood for them. Everybody seems to enjoy them no matter which part of the spectrum you're from.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Washington, even, you know, like no one wants to be in a place without Denzel, but it's gonna happen. No one wants it to happen. It's gonna happen.
Hopefully,
Oh
he
yeah,
gets tonight.
one day.
Probably when we lost Mike too.
Michael Jackson was a big one. Michael Jackson is probably the closest thing I think because everybody felt that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and even with like the shit that he had against him and shit like that, it's like the man's stardom is probably still to this day unmatched. Not even probably, absolutely still to this day unmatched. Like,
yeah,
there's nobody like that.
Whenever I hear about like Michael Jackson pre us being born, like for an example, my grandpa who like stopped listening to new music if it's not like something that's just he hears in passing on the radio. He stopped listening to new music in like 1988, and he like when we had our little Thanksgiving get together last year, it was like, oh, we were like, what's to put some music on? What do you want to hear? He's like, you got any Michael Jackson? He's like, just put on Michael Jackson's greatest hits, and he was fucking content because he didn't want to hear.
Man,
like, and that's worldwide too, kind of like the Queen, like. Motherfuckers like the Philippines are like Michael Jackson. Are you kidding?
Bro, his music videos, like he went to different places to do them shits too. Like he'd be all over the place.
Everywhere. He was the biggest celebrity on earth at one point.
You remember when "You Rock My World" came out? Like how big a deal that was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember like us running outside to meet our friends down the street. It was like, oh, did you see Griff Tucker in there? We was like doing the dances like outside on the street, like and shit. Like it was that big a deal, dog. That shit was crazy.
Funny as fuck.
Like we got, like, it was like Star Wars coming back for us as kids. Like, you know, it's like we have this in our generation now. We didn't necessarily have this like for us, but now we have one for us. Like we got a Michael Jackson rollout now. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, I think, is definitely the American equivalent of the Queen Elizabeth, which says a lot about Michael Jackson. And I've seen people on Twitter talking about getting upset with like People magazine or Rolling Stone called Harry Styles the king of pop or some shit like that. And that's what it's funny that we talked about Michael Jackson because I started thinking about like the stuff that we've heard about him and the shit he accomplished. Like I don't think it's even possible for there to be another version of that until we're like Xenon levels and motherfuckers from different planets.
Chris Brown had the best chance, but like I think his heinous he did a bad act to the wrong person.
He did a bad act to the worst.
Like you got to get hotter than your bullshit, and he can't ever get hotter than his bullshit because his bullshit's Rihanna. So
his bullshit's a billionaire. If he did that to Karrueche, he could have escaped it. He did it to Rihanna.
Oh man!
Every time we think of Rihanna, we're like, no, man, fuck that nigga over there. And he didn't stop fucking up, which didn't help. Like he always got some smut on his name.
Yeah, he'll never get that off his name. But all the other shit you kind of overlook. But Rihanna shit, that's
even like Drake's big as hell. Pause, but like just on a pure like talent basis, I don't believe he has the talent to reach Mike levels.
I don't think anybody will.
That sounds crazy, right?
Because
to say Drake's not talented enough, but
we all know someone who's like, I don't fuck with Drake. Like I just don't listen to Drake. Drake got beef. He's in a genre where it's hard to do that. I can't think of how many people I've ever met, and that's not like the conversation comes up often. I just can't think of how many people I've ever met in my life that are like, I don't fuck with Michael Jackson if it's not about the kid shit. But like that's understandable, obviously. But it's crazy that Chris Brown beating up Rihanna had a bigger impact than Michael Jackson potentially grooming children for.
If she'd have stuck to that, like if she'd have been like on that Nina Sky, Lumi D, just pawned a replay and I'm out. Him beating her up still probably wouldn't have hurt him. He probably would have been on the way.
Yeah, that's what she turned into for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man,
even with the Michael Jackson shit though, then like the feds like raid his spot twice and not find nothing though, and then like
I don't know, a child identified his genitals. Like I'm not really gonna cape for him after that. Like you probably did some shit you shouldn't have done.
That is wild as fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't identify.
I don't want to repeat that. I don't even want to repeat that. That is true and wild as fuck. All right, we're gonna move to that into some television stuff. Did everybody watch the newest episode of She-Hulk?
I did not. I'm sorry. I really had every opportunity in the fucking world to do so, but I didn't.
It's perfectly fine. We don't really got to talk about it, but I think it still hits on to the point of I feel like these Disney shows are better when it's not some extra shit. This last episode was a regular sitcom episode that had a woman who got superpowers. Like she's on dating apps and shit. Her secretary had to be like, bitch, you can't put your professional headshot as your dating profile app. Like she went on some shitty dates. She went on a good date. She picked a nigga up and I got up as well. I'm kidding.
Sick free.
But yeah, no, it was a good episode. Nothing like super remarkable that needs to be talked about. Wong is in there. He's funny. That's really it.
Tyrell, I'm 2/3 of the way through Thor though.
How are you feeling about it so far? How, you not you
Jamal,
breaking up?
Jamal already said he don't fuck with me no more, but I like the movie.
It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie.
It's it is very much like I'm like you said a what?
It's a kids movie.
Yeah, I agree because it's very not serious. I'll say that much. Very much not serious. Just everything they're doing seems very not serious. How they went to the omnipotent city and just everything that went down there, just very not serious at all.
Sure.
Cool to see though. Very, very. It's entertaining to me still. Yeah. But it's the same. Like this is what I said to Jamal earlier. The same feeling of like, yes, we're getting like Hulk on screen and like hitting shit that he's in currently and all that stuff, right? But we're not getting what the Hulk is supposed to be as a character, or like the peak power moments we've seen of him prior in the MCU. Like those just seem to be all gone, and we're kind of getting this humorous, laughable, affable guy now versus what he's actually supposed to be in terms of like MCU superheroes and power and shit like that. And Thor's kind of going the same way. Like Thor's like a damn near an idiot, seems like about now. And just very much not serious at all.
I almost now the more I think about it, I'm almost wondering if they handle not wondering, they definitely handle Thor and Hulk in almost how we handle Superman video games, where it's like it's not really fun if we just have them be as strong as they should be, because then it's going to be like you got 4 Avengers plus Hulk and Thor. There's not really anything out there that can fuck with that. So like we don't really want to.
I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
I know this is a contentious subject, but I liked Thor: The Dark World, and they didn't play around with him in that movie.
Sure.
I liked,
and that's everybody's least favorite Thor movie. Not that it's mine.
The first one's his least favorite, probably, absolutely not questionable. 2's right behind it though, but
I think 1 and 4 are easily the worst too.
Yeah, 1 is for sure the least favorite. 2, and then I liked Thor in Infinity War because he wasn't playing around in that either. He was very serious. He just lost his brother. He lost the Asgard ship, and so he was on he was on a nonstop quest in order to kind of try to find a way to beat this guy that he was very serious about. When he showed up at the end of the movie, it was very serious times. He just should have went for the head. That was the one mistake he made. But now that's kind of gone. Like, like in-game Thor showed up, he's fat, he's sulking, which makes sense. We just talked about everything that he did lose, but it just seems like now the guy who made Stormbreaker or Stormbreaker, that guy, the guy that showed up and turned the tide in Wakanda at the end there. It doesn't really seem to be here too much anymore.
And I guess you put it in a better perspective, even because like they show how strong he is and can be. Because like on that planet he goes to in the beginning, where he like topples their whole fucking castle, trying to like beat whatever little enemy they got there. Like he's an idiot.
He was bullshitting. Like, he was in a real fight. He's bullshitting.
And when it's time for him to turn it on, he's like, "Oh, I'm hella strong. I can beat this thing," and I do it. But otherwise, he's like a teenager. Like in Asgardian terms, he probably is like a teenager because fucking his dad lived to be 1 billion years old or however old. So like he's very young in the brain and acts as such.
Can we stay on that though for a second though?
Yeah.
Okay, so from an Asgardian perspective, he should seem teenager-like, right? But in terms of human perspective, which is how we are viewing him, right? It shouldn't be that way because he's been like alive for thousands of years. So even if you're an idiot, you're taking in a bunch of information, and you shouldn't probably necessarily be that dumb. Because the other perspective of that is someone like Doctor Strange, who's taking in a bunch of information, and he still can be funny, but he's very like tactile about it and like to the point. And
he's got really dry humor. But Thor also Thor in comparison to his younger brother Loki is very like he's the trickster, but like is a pretty serious person. Thor is just like, I mean, that's kind of his personality. He's an idiot. Like my dad's the king. I ain't really got to worry about shit. I'm a frat bro. Thor is a frat bro basically in the MCU who can turn it on when he wants to. He can go out there and be the best linebacker on the team.
He's the Bobby Boucher of the Avengers.
We fucking solved it. Thor is the water boy. That might be the name of the episode, unless we get something better. Thor is the water boy.
For the Mississippi Mud Dogs, like they weren't shit without him. Like
for sure. Yeah, I think that's a better way to put it than how they do with Superman games. Like, because he definitely has moments where it's like, this motherfucker's strong. I'm not really sure why he's not just like clapping everything, but it's like, okay.
Taika Waititi tried to put himself over in that goddamn movie, man. He got more lines than Jane.
And then maybe I'm gonna get that in the last third, but I didn't feel that yet.
It is more towards the end of the movie.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like he be putting himself over.
At this point, Korg has lost his body and he's like on Valkyrie's head.
Yeah, he talked more than Jane. This motherfucker's talking about how Rockman like make babies together.
That's what got Jamal.
I didn't feel like that was too extra.
I didn't either.
Like,
to this point, like I haven't felt like anything's been too extra.
Like, why does Korg have more fucking lines than Jane? And then like
because the movie's a comedy.
Yeah, it's a kids movie. Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's a kids movie. I would just say it's a comedy.
It's a fucking kids movie.
And so let me not say like because I like obviously haven't finished it, but I do feel like there's a reason how come that could be. It's just because like Jane kind of is like in an escapism moment right now, right? She's obviously, like she said, she has stage 4 cancer. It's been 6 months, so she doesn't have much long to live. But for those times she's holding the hammer and when she's Mighty Thor, all of those things are gone. So I don't know if she has much she wants to talk about. She kind of just wants to enjoy what's going on. That's
fine. And then I think my thing is, I hate how we didn't really get to see my man Gore like really do anything because it's like you got
fucked up. He got smoked.
Like we saw him kill like the guy at the beginning when he first gets the sword, but then like when they go to like the Olympics where they see Zeus and they're all scared of him and all that stuff, but we didn't really get to see Gore do anything.
No, the Necro sword they didn't really let it loose because that shit's a big deal. The Necro sword in itself, and I don't know what happened with it after this movie or nothing like that.
No, like,
don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying, but just
there's almost nothing impactful, I would say, from this movie that will move forward.
Not shit.
Yeah, like I don't think they show anything in the movie that like if we were to tell you, you'd be like, oh fuck, that fucked something else up. Like no, nothing like that. Yeah, there's nothing impactful.
He had the same powers as Jackie Valentine. If y'all get that reference, y'all know who that is.
No,
you laugh though. Why did you laugh?
Wait, Jackie Valentine from that's not the dude from. No, I don't know who that is. I thought I was.
That sounds so.
I was thinking Jackie Wells.
It's a game by 2K Games.
No.
They had 2 games. One was a launch title on the 360.
The Darkness?
Boom! Same powers.
Oh! That nigga had the eels coming out of his arms?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember asking about
that. The Darkness 2, you get more powers that are similar to the Necro Sword. Darkness 1, not so much. Darkness 2 is a tremendous game that actually ended on a cliffhanger where they should have a third game, but I don't think it's going to happen. So,
Darkness
one of my favorite games ever. It's a really good FPS.
Yeah.
That's I was thinking like I was thinking like man,
you do that little eye roll look to the side thing. I know you're not. You just kind of saying shit. You don't really mean that. You just like let's go get. You did the little eye roll to look off to the side.
Fun game. I like 2 more than 1, but they're not gonna get a sequel. Think about how long ago that was. That's probably like what 06 maybe 05.
They got a sequel, but it wasn't really a sequel. They just named it.
Like a remake, yeah, but you saw that shit was like.
We're gonna bring you in a second.
That shit was on like
I think
sale.
I'll bring them a little early because I think everything other than D23 we'll talk about. All of those things.
I got the Barry McCockner segment lined up for him too.
Oh yeah, because I got to see. Yeah, sure. Bring him up.
Jamal, did you see anything from D23 that tickled your fancy? Something that you want to talk about?
This shit is burning me.
Gal Gadot's about to be Snow White. That is going to be fucking hilarious.
Wait, who's about to be Snow White?
Gal Gadot.
All right, we don't got to talk about D23.
They showed we're getting a Captain America and Black Panther game set in World War II by Amy Henrig's team. She's part of Uncharted.
If they don't have T'Chaka, who should be, I'm assuming the Black Panther at the time, kill Hitler, keep it.
Has he got that body? Is he claiming other people's bodies?
I mean, Hitler went to Argentina and died allegedly in the forest. So I would imagine.
I just want to see the conversation they have about how Cap has a vibranium shield and how that came to be.
Yeah, y'all got to figure out. I'll send you guys the trailer, but yeah, it looks
He
pretty
knocked
cool.
on the door and said, "Excuse me, fellow coloreds."
No, yeah. Howard Stark, I don't remember you coming in here and asking for permission.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus.
Want me to read the quick description of it real quick?
Sure.
Is it a dating sim?
Skydance New Media and Marvel Entertainment's upcoming narrative-driven ensemble adventure game is set in the Marvel Universe and features an original story that will take players on a World War II era adventure with 4 playable heroes at different points in the story. A young Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, Azuri, T'Challa's grandfather, and the World War II era Black Panther, Gabriel Jones, a U.S. soldier and member of Howling Commandos, and Nonali, leader of the fledgling Wakandan spy network.
Okay.
So yes, that's 4 playable
Who's
heroes.
making it? Did you say who's making it?
Yeah, it is Skydance New Media. So I guess that's Amy Hennewick. She was part of Uncharted.
She was like the lead producer for Uncharted, I believe.
I was never in the studio.
She was supposed to get that. Supposed to make a Star Wars game, remember? But they got
838 or something like that.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I didn't see.
All right, let's get to some hand egg, man.
Oh, and Marvel Horizons.
Anderson Silva about to fuck Jake Paul up too, but we on to the next.
So I'm bringing in our guest, long-time listener, long-time first-time caller, pulling up on us. My guy Casey. The hat seems excessive.
But I knew you were going to be in here talking shit, so I
get his ass.
I had to get it out there early,
Cook him up.
I'm just mad you didn't wear the gender reveal Raiders hat to the show. So
fellow AFC Best member.
Casey's joining us to talk about week 1, but I brought him in a little early because I feel like we have a couple topics we can talk about with him here. Before
I want to talk about that Captain America Black Panther show.
It's a game. It's a game.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't want to. No.
Yeah, you already got that. It's Falcon on the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. So, is it next? Or I guess, Casey, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell our listeners a little bit about yourself before we get into the shits.
Okay. My name's Casey. Originally from Las Vegas, but I grew up on my dad's team. So he grew up in LA. So Raiders, Lakers, Dodgers. Fuck the Chargers. Fuck the Broncos. Fuck the Chiefs.
I agreed with the last.
Man, it's in my heart. You said fuck the Chargers.
Oof. Yeah, fuck them. I'm going to be out there this weekend for the game, and I can't wait to piss all over it.
I can't wait to put Derek Carr's face on the Twin Towers like we did to Queen Elizabeth. Fucking mascara man about to have fucking smoke leaking out of his eyes.
No.
Oh man,
we'll get to
That's
that.
gonna be a tough game.
Eat a dick. We'll talk about that later. Don't talk about what kind of game it's gonna be. All right. I have questions. We'll get to questions, but before we get to that, Jamal had one more topic we need to cover.
Okay.
Jake Paul fighting Anderson Silva.
That was me.
Which is not. Oh, that was you.
That's Blake.
That was me.
Is that next weekend? When is that fight?
No, it's end of October, I believe. I think it's October 29th. I honestly had a question though, because like so that's news in itself, right? Anderson Silva has been fighting professional boxers and winning. Jake Paul was supposed to fight a professional boxer. That fight didn't happen. He tried to get a backup. That one didn't happen. But for all intents and purposes, he seems to be taking the fighting side of things like fairly serious.
For sure.
But there's still like he's not taking it serious to the point where he's just going to go fight someone with no name and build up his rank that way in professional boxing. So it's clearly like a different lane that he's going down of being a celebrity in a sense or an influencer who's just doing prize fighting. And it's in my mind, like I'm seeing other people do it too. It's going into something, right? Like where's the end game for this? Like, is there going to be like a professional, like influencer professional fighting that's ranked then? Or like,
I think
that would be in a sideshow
and probably would be the goal, but I feel like there aren't enough people who have the like charisma that Jake Paul has. Because part of the reason that we're all so tuned in after he knocked out Nate Robinson is how much he talks shit to everybody, like flipping Floyd's hat off and shit like that. Like he is, if he was in the WWE or the AEW as just a heel full time, it would be perfect because his personality is just like, I want you to get your ass beat. And I don't know if there's enough people that can really genuinely tap into that. There are people who can act that way, but like Jake Paul has that face, that personality.
Yeah, he's entertaining as hell.
That was his personality pre-fighting.
He's
and
athletic enough to back up the talk.
Yeah, like it would have to be like him knocking out Nate Robinson. People just thought like, man, this white boy ain't gonna beat up Nate, and he knocks him out, and then he keeps going from there. He knocks him out bad. Put his dick in the dirt.
It's the closest thing we're gonna ever get to celebrity death match. Is this kind of shit?
Yeah.
Jake Paul. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get the draw, but get your bag. I feel bad for Silva, how the mighty have fallen, or life comes at you fast, whatever it is. You got people, I mean, you got bills, I get it, but it's like, God damn, you are the best fighter in the world. Yeah. And now you're like taking these pay-per-views to probably get knocked the fuck out. Like that is like,
oh my God.
I really,
God. You think he's getting knocked out?
This has got to be the one where he doesn't want.
I'm still a huge Tyron Woodley fan, but if Anderson Silva gets knocked out, like that one's actually gonna hurt me. Like,
man,
that's gonna
hurt a lot of
people. Never meet your heroes, I guess.
Don't watch them fight YouTubers.
No,
either,
yeah,
apparently.
do not.
Yeah, like he was still like a legend when he broke his leg, and then I think he lost to Michael Bisping straight up too. But it's like. If this happens, like I'm gonna be for real hurt. Like
sick is what I'll be.
Yeah,
I don't know. Man. Jake Paul fights at 6'1". Oh yeah, they're similar in size. Yeah, I'm
big
just
as fuck. Jake Paul's big as fuck, man.
He's big as hell. Yeah, I'm really hoping that Anderson Silva doesn't get beat up because I don't know how my brain can process it because Tyron Woodley was kind of like. Okay, like this guy's a little smaller than him. Like he's
had a good run. Had a good run in MMA
for sure. And like the Ben Asterix thing. Okay, whatever. Nate, to be expected. I've seen Nate's brother get knocked out by somebody I know. So like
that's crazy.
All of these things would be to be expected. If he fucks up Anderson Silva, I don't really know how my brain will be able to process that information.
No.
It'll continue to be a sideshow until he fights like a boxer. I get it. Anderson Silva's been boxing primarily for the last couple of years, but
it's still not the same.
It's still not the same because what's Jake Paul gonna do when he fucking like jerks that leg like out of instinct, like about to kick him in his fucking face, and then
he just comes up real quick.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's still wild to me that Logan, the obviously worst boxer of the two, got to fight Floyd. Like.
Yeah,
and maybe Floyd took. Honestly, now there
might be a reason behind that.
That's to bring your little brother. You better bring your little brother with you if you're going to the movie. Shit, that's what that was.
100%. And I thought at the time it was like, how the fuck is Logan getting this fight? And it was hyping him up because I don't think Floyd wanted to fight Jake. I don't know. Floyd might have been running.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
Because they definitely made that fight like last a lot longer than it should have. Because like he was knocking him out, Floyd was holding him up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like, there's definitely an entertainment aspect. Because like think about it,
I think Logan's the more popular of the two of them, so that might have been how come Floyd wanted that one rather than Jake, just because the overall money might have been higher for him.
Yeah, probably. I think the money on that was ridiculous.
Like he's picking his opponents like smartly because it's like if he fights a fucking like a real boxer and he loses, then what's their draw? Like he's never gonna get the same amount of money again for the next fight. Because like we'll see him off.
We're just waiting to see him lose one time.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. The only part of that fucks me up is that like Tyron Woodley, like his basis in MMA was wrestling, but he was known for his hands. Like the one punch power was the thing with him. That's kind of what got his run going, and really when he had the belt and everything like that. So he spent as much time boxing, I'd imagine, probably as Jake Paul had up until that point, and probably against similar training partners. So that one
was actually kind of good too. It was entertaining.
Yeah, but
the first one wasn't entertaining. The first one was like Tyron Woodley threw like 13 punches. And the second fight,
the second one, Tyron got knocked out, dick in the dirt. Nate, like Nate again.
I didn't know they fought twice. Oh shit.
Yes, they did run
cash 2 checks too, but that's besides the point, I guess.
And I think he had to get Jake Paul's name tattooed on him after the second one.
Oh, did he actually follow through?
That's when you know it's. That's when you know it's ridiculous.
It's a joke.
Is when there's like a side bet. Goodness.
All right. Are all of you guys caught up on House of Dragons?
Yes.
I just want to say, You haven't watched it all? That's fine.
No, talk about it. I don't give a fuck about spoilers.
Hey, they're gonna kill Damon off in a way that's not gonna make sense because that motherfucker put up. They had Damon on Wilt Chamberlain's face.
Russell Westbrook triple double.
When he found out his brother was coming, I was like, "Oh man, he about to bitch out." That motherfucker swam over to the island. Was like, "Who won't smoke with me?" That was absurd.
First he went Latrell Sprewell and then did that. Jumped in the canoe and fucking jumped over there, beat the shit out of that.
Shit out of the messenger.
And then he just like leaned up against the rock, like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, Damon's really built different.
Have you not read the book? I read the part that like the part of the book that it's based on.
Nah, I have not. I haven't read any of the Game of Thrones books.
You got a couple. You have a couple more. You got till the end of this season with him. So
okay.
Yeah.
I've been seeing people doing like the breakdowns and stuff, and they're talking about like how he eventually marries someone who's currently on the show, and they have babies and do all this shit. And
he goes out hard though. He goes out hard.
Oh yeah, he seems like he's going out like Opie. I'm assuming. You just muted yourself. But yeah, I know he is gonna go out on some bullshit. But yeah, the way he dragged the fucked up face motherfucker. I seen him dragging the body.
I wanted to get more of him. I didn't even know if he was human or not.
So
he did not look human.
He should have been wearing some PPE while he was dragging that body around too, because last time I checked, you get grayscale from touching that shit. He had his blood all over him.
Oh, is that? Yeah,
that's
what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So he got touched by the motherfuckers that was like falling from the thing, the Rockman that was falling from the thing.
Exactly. Yeah, the guy just hadn't like flipped all the way, but so I don't know how that works or how they're gonna. I don't know, but
explain that away. Maybe grayscale wasn't progressed enough 200 years before we saw it in Game of Thrones. That it wasn't full monkeypox.
Yeah.
Folio's making his fight back. We had that shit beat. That was probably version 1 of that shit too. You know,
the thing about the book that it's based on, a lot of the Damon gets into, there's contradictory like a bit. So a lot of the happens off him. Like, did he really say that shit? Did he really kill that? Did he really kill that guy? It's like you're left to believe that it's like we don't really know if he killed him by himself or that kind of shit.
So this fight was something that happened like outside the book and they just talked about it, or is it him killing the weird motherfucker?
It's like one sentence where he like killed him in single combat and cut off his head. That's all it says. Like
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, he goes in there and then uses. Oh, he came out with half a body.
Noted.
Yeah, I was low on him like when he left the Dragonstone and took the eggs and everything like that, and then Rhaenyra had to go press him about it and be like, "Hey, I'm right here. If you want the throne, you got to kill me." Like I was like, "Okay, you're kind of being a little bit of a punk right now."
She knew he wasn't going to do shit.
And then he got punked by the hoe too. The hoe was like, "Get the fuck off me!" You told me
I got a baby. I'm pregnant. Like,
we're getting married. About? We're getting married.
Yeah, but yeah, he definitely put it on the line this last episode. It was good theater.
Went full Jason Bourne.
He put fucking
John Wickish.
That was impressive.
John Wick Geary.
Blake, do you want to run through these slander videos before we get into week 1?
All right. Yeah. So
this will be the kickoff for the NFL season.
Barry McCockner is like a known like sports troll. He has a YouTube channel that I'm a fan of. But he did his yearly roasting every NFL fan base 2022 edition, and I've put the timestamps here of each of our teams, including yours, Casey. I just get some quick reactions from you guys because I felt like while these are obviously the most negative slants you can take on the teams, I feel like a lot of it was sort of based in fact, if not loosely based in fact, including the one for my team, the Saints.
Is the Jags one just the roster, or what is the?
See, you could have been on video.
I think it's going to be Urban Meyer finger popping a bitch in their stadium, probably.
Oh my god!
Urban Meyer on the camera in their pool, their see-through pool, just fucking fingering some old lady.
That's how you know we're trash. We got a fucking pool.
Okay, hold on. Well, we'll start with the Raiders one then, because that's what I have pulled up, and then I'll just keep on putting them over here.
I appreciate
Raiders. Yeah. Sound should be good because it's going to come through my computer, so you guys should hear it just fine.
Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have missed the playoffs in 17 of the last 19 seasons and haven't won a playoff game since 2002. The 2022 AFC West might be the best quarterback division ever, so even if Derek Carr finally breaks through to another level throwing to Devontae Adams, it won't be enough to win anything important. You Raiders fans know better than anybody that Carr is a tease and that Gruden Mayock's horrendous drafting has set the team back years, especially defensively. You've come to accept this, but I know what you haven't
Not the
accepted.
Daniel Sorensen pick.
That's right. All these years later, the singular play that launched a
That's
dynasty
in.
and eventually prevented a Super Bowl title in Oakland still stings harder than anything. The fact that the asshole who benefited from the call is still playing is just a daily reminder for you Raiders fans that life isn't fair. Oh yeah, John Madden was a playoff underachiever, and Al Davis was a human scrotum and an absolutely miserable
Jesus
person to be around by all accounts. Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh,
Oh wow,
look.
look.
The man who changed the NFL.
Fight back, dog.
No.
Fight back.
Listen,
Give him the smoke.
listen. The fucking tuck rule was bullshit. Even fucking Tom Brady, before he got a fake face or a faker face,
A faker face.
said
Yeah,
that
faker
shit
face.
when they did that documentary with him and Charles Woodson. The Patriots fucking dynasty should have never started. It was based on a lie. It was all based on a lie, which was the tuck rule. Fuck Adam Vinatieri. Fuck Bill Belichick. Fuck anybody who fucking eats lobster rolls. All of them.
I like this.
It really
guy.
shows
I like
you
this
that
guy.
it's really
Austin-
focusing on the England
Austin-
part of the New England.
This man came from the whole region.
Listen, Boston
Holy
sports
shit.
fans. The only people who I have met who are worse in life than Boston sports fans are BYU fans.
Oh god.
Hey, this is my guy. I fuck with this
Listen to
guy.
me.
Shit.
UNLV's in the Mountain West. I've spent a lot of time with BYU fans. They're the only ones lower on the totem pole than people from Boston or the surrounding area.
Is it because of the racism and incest, or is there a different reason?
That's just on the list. That's just on the list. That's what
Is
they
it
have in
because of
common.
something?
That's what they have in common. It is
Jesus.
they're terrible.
Oh,
vile.
Because they
no. No,
Get him out of here.
Yeah, no.
Get him out of here.
Now I have way more questions about the BYU part of it.
Oh man,
That's
they
a very
like
small fan
they
base.
say,
It's like,
hey, listen, they say fucking vile shit. All this shit you hear about, like when
The,
people
the
play at the
volleyball team?
well, no, when people talk like NBA players talk about playing at the Cracker Barrel, the fucking
In Utah, no.
stadium. It's like it's just as bad at BYU games, but these are college kids saying vile
yeah.
shit. Like it's horrendous.
That's a story we
Oh.
actually didn't cover on this show. The
Don
dude-
Summers, right? Or Don Staley. What's her name?
Don Staley?
Well, Don
Yeah.
Staley,
I said Don
that's-
Summers here.
Don
Don Staley. She
pulled
said, "Yeah, they're not
South
going there
Carolina
no
out from
more."
playing against them because they heckled a lone black woman playing for the Duke volleyball team to the point where like they were like calling for the police, and the police were like,
Yes.
I mean, I'm
they
not
had to
sure.
play the game somewhere else, didn't they?
Well, remember Russ almost fucking whipped a fan's ass in Utah too. Like those
Not
are
just a fan. Russ's words was, I'll come up there and fuck up you and your wife.
and your wife.
I'll fuck up
Better-
you and your wife.
Tell her to shut her
Yeah.
mouth, or I'm gonna come up there with both your asses. Yeah, no, it's gross.
I love that. I love Casey. This is why you my dog, because you were able to flip the Raiders slander into first off just slander on white people as a whole. I feel like, but just fuck Utah and fuck Boston.
Yeah, both of
The
them.
two, the
Yeah.
two worst places.
Let him have them.
Personally,
Let him have.
he
Let
just
the-
dropped 30.
let Trump have them all.
I don't like the Utah place being called the Cracker Barrel then, just because while Cracker Barrel may be a shrine to some bullshit, they make good food.
It's a
And as
double
long as you get
entendre. Blake.
delivered to go, like you're good.
I will say, I think the Raiders slander video has something in common with what's coming from the Chargers. Nothing fucking hurts more than watching Daniel Sorensen's bitch ass run back a fucking pick, because he's the worst player I've ever seen. But when he plays Phillip Rivers or anybody in that fucking division, he's the best football player of all time.
Well, they
Phil-
said
I'm just very surprised right now.
they talked about our playoffs missing 17 of the last 19. We did miss last year because the Chargers fucking suck.
We'll see you Sunday.
Okay, I'll see you.
Hey, I'm sending Bane to that stadium. Fuck you.
Tyrell, I'm going to say, like,
Ian?
overall. Oh, go ahead.
Me and Heinz Ward will outrun them.
Same thing Brantley said. Didn't see it happen though.
Oh my god. Just very surprised to see you so angry still, Tyrell, with these eyes right here. They should be bringing you peace.
What the
Who
eyes
is
of my
that?
son, my oldest son?
You know who that is.
Yeah, of
Oh.
course. I don't know by the eyes. I know by the head of hair.
That's the top beneficiary on his will. Like
Amara gets $0.
Leslie.
I'm cashing my boy out.
There's another graphic about how awesome Justin Herbert's stats have been and how he's setting every individual record for a quarterback for the first 2 seasons. Wow. Well, he has a losing record and he's still never made the playoffs. Also, Herbert's first 2 seasons pale in comparison to Mahomes' first 2 seasons as a starter, so it's pretty hollow. Herbert is still inconsistent and he gets a pass from the media for now because he's awesome to watch when he's on. Even with all his obvious talent, the Chargers remain the Chargers. They have all these stars, and I still expect them to finish around 10-7 or 9-8. If Herbert misses the playoffs again this year, which is very possible considering how loaded the AFC West is, some uncomfortable combos will need to be had, and Chargers fans won't like that very much. Los Angeles Rams. Congrats, Rams fans.
Honestly, I feel like he took it. This is the worst part about being a Chargers fan is that no one watches us enough to really slander us, right? So, like, even when the podcast you listen to where they're like, we're covering all the games, we're talking about this, you get to the Chargers part and they're like, I mean, yeah, they're pretty good. All right, next. Or like when they come to slander us, they're like, I mean, we'll have to have some uncomfortable conversations if he's not the best player in the league. But hey, it was light. I understand the Chargers are still the Chargers, which while every year since I've known Blake and Jamal, I've said we're gonna go 14-3 or 14-2 every single year with consistency.
You're one of those guys. I have a couple Niner fans in my life that are like that as well.
I look at the schedule every year and I go, oh, we're winning 14 games. And the best part about it is we are so close to winning 14 games that we lose like 8 games by 1 score. Because we could have won the game. We just decided to have multiple kickers who fucking sucked for us, and then they went somewhere else to be the best kicker in the league, or like we threw a pick at the worst time, or the camera decided to pan when Philip Rivers threw the ball, and then it was a pick because if the camera moves, he's throwing a pick. Fuck that guy. It's all of that was stuff that I say to myself right before I go to bed. I don't believe in God, so when I say a prayer, it's more like, man, just don't let the camera pan, or just don't let it be a pick.
Blaming the kicker some raggedy ass shit, by the way. That is some.
And I am a big proponent of that, except for the fact that we have had multiple kickers. Jamal was with me when we could have beat the Broncos
with Tyrell for
opening week, and our kicker missed not just 3 kicks, not just 3 kicks that Young Wei Koo missed. Young Ho Koo. He was Young Ho.
Young Ho Woo.
He was Young Ho in Los Angeles.
He missed the game, the literal game winner.
He was
down by 2. You got in the field goal range.
You got 1 job.
Hard left. Yeah, no.
Yep. You moved the bar up. Tom was this correction on. You said best player in the league for Herbert. You said if he misses the playoff 3 times in a row. That's what he said. Not if he's the best player.
If Herbert doesn't win MVP, it's a bust of a season. I don't care what else.
I mean, he's a baller. I hope he has. I drafted him in fantasy. I hope he's got fucking 400 yards, 4 tubs, and I hope they lose by fucking 2 points every game.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to worry about
the likely reality. Like that's more likely than anything else.
I'll take it. He's the next Dan Fouts, is what you're telling me.
We have a trend going, decades long.
Mega Man cannon and fucking shit defense.
Yeah, it's older than me.
All right, we're gonna save the Jags for last because it's obviously
save the best for last.
It's obviously the best. It's obviously the best.
The best of this worst video. Yeah,
it's the shortest.
Sure. All right, here we go. I don't remember what he said about my team, so I'm gonna try to take this as much as possible.
Of course you don't.
It's just James
Sean Payton retired to become a full-time Bill. Now the 4 years of Breeze and Payton are officially over in the Big East. Thanks to solid drafting, you have a really good defense, but it might be jeopardized by having Diet Deshaun Watson at quarterback. The NFL media has allowed Jameis Winston to rebrand himself as a goofy, lovable klutz, which is pretty gross but unsurprising. Winston is going to regress to throwing a shitload of interceptions, so get ready. I applaud you on being the only team in the NFC South to do shit against Brady in Tampa, going 4-1 against him since he arrived. But wait, what was that one loss? Oh yeah, that was a playoff game where your defense dropped several Brady interceptions, and Drew Brees had the worst game of his his 20-year career to help Brady win another
Love a
ring.
dark
Thanks
day.
a lot, you fucking pricks. As for other playoff losses, yes, the missed defensive pass interference call late in the 2018 NFC Championship game was
Oh,
terrible.
that's the craziest
You
shit
had multiple
ever.
chances to win the game, but your defense gave up a
Are
game-tying
they gonna
field
show
goal
the
drive in
Minneapolis
regular.
Miracle?
Got the
Oh,
ball
please
first
do.
in overtime, which breezed through an interception, and then gave up a game-winning field goal. You just did not get the job done. Plus, you literally lost a home playoff game to Kirk Cousins the next year. I mean, wow. That's brutal, but not as brutal as giving up a 61-yard touchdown pass as time expires to lose. New York Giants. You might know.
All right,
Nothing better
well,
than my favorite picture of all time is Stephon Diggs doing the motorcycle shit to Sean Payton's face.
I think
Fuck
shit, that was your
guy.
favorite picture of all time. I'm like, oh, who the
oh,
fuck
this
is
is
that?
Netflix. He makes other sports videos on YouTube. They're
Oh,
working
okay.
together.
The
So
algorithm's fucking with us right now. I don't know what that is.
to be fair, what he said about Jameis Winston regressing, it's a fear that the Saints fan base is not discussing, including myself. We are all just looking at what he did last year and thinking of his time down there with Sean Payton and Drew Brees and in the Saints camp that, oh, absolutely, he's becoming a better quarterback. Things are going to be right off. We got Michael Thomas back. We got Jarvis Landry in the fold. We drafted Chris Olave. Alvin Kamara's been tearing it up. Why won't Jameis Winston play well? Well, there's a good chance he could be just a turnover machine with a can. He could be Brett Favre without like the it factor that helps him win games. Like,
Nope.
it's more than likely that that's true.
4,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 16 picks.
That's a good
That's
season.
what we're hoping for. That is what we're hoping for.
He'll be the only reason you win any games.
Mm-hmm. You think so?
That defense will be. That defense.
Our defense is really good.
I'm telling you, man. Like he plays dumb, but he's fun to watch. Two, I know those guys. Like you can just tell they love him. You know, like
Absolutely.
They ride with them, which is that's a good sign. And you know, when he goes in the huddle, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna hike it, pump to 85, throw it to 88 on 2." Because you know he can't remember any of the plays, so it's like it is very straightforward. And Michael Thomas knows when he's getting the ball, he knows when he's not. It's fine.
Who? Wait, did you just say? Who did you just say? What player?
Michael Thomas?
Is that someone who exists in real life?
He's going week one.
Is he?
They said he said he's I think they're not sure yet, but it's looked like
he was limited at practice today,
and he's sleeping in one of those TO. He's sleeping in one of those TO like hyperbaric sleeping bags or whatever.
Having to sleep in a LeBron chamber just to run 84 slants a game is wild as fuck.
Jameis Winston can throw it over 20 yards. He won't have to just run slants anymore.
Okay, maybe we'll see. Okay, we'll give a couple.
That's Jarvis Landry. That's Jarvis Landry's job now.
That is true. He's good at slants too. But in that Drew Brees, the final game with him losing to the Buccaneers was absolutely one of my darkest sports moments ever. Because having to see like one of your sports heroes go out that way,
it's a fucking Tom Brady too. Like Tom Brady, when he's not playing your team, it is kind of cool to watch like somebody be that good. But when he's playing your team, it's like, man, what the fuck, dude? Like Justin Herbert's best game his rookie year, he played the Bucks. He had like 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Tom Brady also went for like 475 and 6 touchdowns, so it didn't fucking matter.
He gets the ball with less than a minute left, and you hear the Jaws music starting, and it's like he's coming. You can't stop it, and the future is inevitable.
I know we're not slandering them, but I couldn't imagine being an Atlanta Falcons fan in that Super Bowl that they lost.
Lord.
Watching somebody come back from 28-3 and you're like, damn, Tom Brady is pretty good. If it gets close,
that would make me depressed for the first time in my life ever. I said I've never been depressed before. That would make me depressed.
You think they're not playing the Super Bowl in strip clubs? They was just throwing money still. They didn't care.
They were definitely playing the Super Bowl. They were definitely playing the Super Bowl.
They probably turned it off after the third quarter.
That's the game that makes me know that Kyle Shanahan is not the real deal, because all he had to do was run the ball. Did you know he's got a fucking sub 500 record as the 49ers head coach? And people talk about him like a genius.
Because he's had 2 winning seasons, both of which it's like NFC Championship or Super Bowl, and he's had 2 seasons with 3 wins.
Yeah, and he looks like he hasn't slept in 2 years either.
Yeah,
probably hasn't.
Look at his eyes.
Trey Lance is his quarterback now, so I think they're going to share a fucking hairline after this season.
Trey Lance got bad hair. I'm out on Trey Lance.
I'm tired of hearing about this motherfucker too. Like
Trey Lance and Trey Young got the same hair.
Show some respect to Trey Young. Trey Lance is the worst.
My boy sent me a 49er fan has sent me a picture of him, Debo, and Brandon Ayuk. And I was like, is this a fucking Cub Scout fucking recruit video? Like, what are you sending me here? And they're like all posing on a couch. And I was like, when did they take that picture? Was it right after practice today? And then he sent me a picture or a video of them getting on the plane and they were flying Delta. And I was like, that's all I needed to see.
That's just two guys hanging with their mixed cousin. That's what it was.
Oh, man.
6 nuts to a couch, nigga. Get up.
Yeah. Do you guys think we see Jimmy Garoppolo this season in a starting role? Like, do you think Trey Lance could lose his job here?
For the Seahawks, I think we'll see Jimmy for the Seahawks here.
Oh, another team, even with the extension sign.
Yeah, they'll need to trade him here pretty soon.
I don't wish this on him. I want him to be good. I don't think the 49ers have good enough injury luck to avoid their quarterback getting hurt. Like George Kittle's already not playing week 1.
Yeah.
Like,
It's definitely like a systemic issue there. Where
their injury luck is surpassing the Chargers' injury luck, and we've had some shitty injury luck in years.
Well, you saw there was a I forgot which player it was, but they were talking about whatever the field turf stuff is the league has been using, and I imagine Levi Stadium being fairly new, they probably have that shit there.
Oh yeah.
So it's probably
and they
not
have
helping.
the fucking wall of glass that is looking directly into the
the few hours a day when that shit is bad, it's really bad. It was like that at the start of the WrestleMania. Once it went to nighttime, it got a lot better. But when it's on, it's horrible.
The games be right during that time. The field is like you can't see shit. Yeah, nah, fuck them.
Yeah. All right, Jamal, you ready?
Let's get it.
This slander is just about to be me talking over the fucking. I hope they show. I hope they show Phillip Rivers and Blake Bortles having their pick off a couple years ago.
We'll see what happens. I don't remember what it was.
Jaguars. The Jaguars go as Trevor Lawrence goes. It's that simple. Lawrence was absolutely terrible as a rookie, and I'm tired of people giving him every excuse in the book for it. Yes, I know the Urban Meyer situation was horrendous. I get it. I do. You don't have to explain it to me. But get this. Lawrence was supposed to be a generational situation-proof type quarterback that rarely comes around. When I watch him, I just don't see that. He's a tick slow on his reads, and his arm, while good, isn't strong enough to make up for being late on his read, hence a lot of interceptions. Now he has a Super Bowl winning head coach like Peterson, so the excuses must stop. Although if Lawrence sucks again, we all know Jags fans will blame his supporting cast. This is the same cycle of denial I mentioned earlier with Bears fans and Justin Fields. Let me put it this way. If a rookie quarterback in today's NFL, where literally every rule is designed to make their life as easy as possible, still sucks, chances are they'll never be good. Also, your team's uniforms look like some shit a drunk college student made while fucking around on Microsoft Paint.
I do like
Kansas City Chiefs.
Your jerseys are ass. I will start with it.
I like the teal. The teal.
All of them are ass. You look like Otter Pops in those.
So was he off on the Trevor take of like him supposed to being that type of talent when he came into the league?
Well, yeah, like he was like a super. They say he's like the most like touted QB prospect since what? Andrew Luck.
I don't think he was situation proof, and he probably went to the worst possible situation of all time.
He really had the worst coach of all time. And dog, he was thrown to Jamal Agnew and Laquan Treadwell. Come on, bro.
Woof.
Laviska Shenault.
And Laviska Shenault.
And who's the receiver y'all signed? Marvin Jones?
And he looks like
turnovers.
And he looks like the love child of Pete Carroll and Ellie Goulding.
Jesus Christ.
Boy. He looks like Rhea Ripley.
He does look a lot like Rhea Ripley.
You want to ruin some of my nights. Don't do that.
Yo. I ruined some of my own nights when I saw that. I was like, damn. I felt terrible.
I feel like it's hard for Trevor and Justin Fields because like those guys were like the two, they were so good that like freshman year of high school, it was like, no, these guys will be first round, like first overall. And they both went to awful fucking situations. So I don't want to be out on them so soon, but I'd be forgetting how bad Trevor was his first year. Like I think it was 11 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. And I will say Marcus Mariota, another top pick, when he did something similar, Jamal still slanders him to this day for going 11-13 his first year in the league.
And to be fair, let's not say be out on him, but what I'm saying is give fair blame for poor performance. He was
fucking up, yeah, for sure. He was playing bad, and I really think like what you have around you helps too, because it's like, bro, like
yeah, for sure.
Or Hurts,
none of those receivers we have will be a 1 or a 2.
Or Hurts, absolutely.
Yeah, it's fucking
a lot of
chill.
those picks we did just see were like tipped into somebody else's hands, which
And they
could
like
be on
double and triple coverage. No, they were like in the
But wait,
double.
hold on,
They were like
wait,
double and
Like
triple
two of them
coverage.
were. Two of them were.
There was a couple that were tipped, and there were a couple that were like you tried to throw it to him, right? Like you tried to throw it to the DB, like in the chest center. He didn't
There
have
was a lot of arm punch on
like
there.
double and triple coverage. It was just like
Yeah.
nah, it was.
It's all
will
about
say,
choices.
Me and Jamal went to Jaguar Seahawks last season. We sat
Dog.
Courtside or the equivalent.
That's how I know it's not him, bro.
For
watching
free?
They
him,
had a blind man
For free?
plays.
I went for free. Well, I think I paid
Oh.
like $40 or something.
Yeah,
stupid
nah, my
price.
uncle got season tickets. Like they're
Oh.
good at seats, hella close.
Seeing Trevor in person, it's like, man, this dude is 6'6". He's faster than I thought. The arm looks good. It just he threw a couple picks.
It's like
to a
who the
Seahawks
fuck
defense
is
that
calling
had
the
me playing
plays?
DB.
But
Yeah,
what you just described is like every rostered NFL quarterback for the most part. Like,
but I'm saying
they're
like
all like superhuman looking athletes that have big arms. Like,
I don't think that's necessarily true for all of them, but I
in
see what you
person,
mean. No, I've
who's
seen a
gonna
lot.
look a slouch in person?
I've seen people in person where I didn't feel the same way I did about Trevor, where I was like, okay, like there's something there, but something else is going wrong.
Oh, you were talking about like physical attributes. That's what I'm saying. Like what an NFL player looks like.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, part of it was like seeing what he looks like in person was like, okay, this guy's bigger and faster than I thought, and like his arm looks better than I thought. Yeah, I've watched Kirk Cousins play in person. I was like, this don't look all that good.
That was that was Jameis. We went to the Saints and Seahawks Monday night last year, and I saw Jameis, and he's standing next to some of the linemen taller than them, and I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
It was a big motherfucker.
Yeah, he's
fucking
like
big.
6'4",
6'5".
You can
realize like a guy like a Kirk Cousins or a Jameis that they're running away from defensive players at times, and nobody really thinks of the. Well, Jameis maybe a little bit more think of him as like having running ability, but definitely not Kirk Cousins. But he does it too. Like these guys are a lot better athletes than probably anybody gives them credit for, just on a general level.
For sure.
Biggest what Tyrell's talking about, the biggest like discrepancy that I ever saw. I saw Cam Newton live against the Raiders, and they were warming up. We had really good seats, and I'm sitting there, and he walked out, and he looked like someone was wheeling a fucking fridge out on a dolly. He is so fucking big, and you're just like, God damn, how does that move that fast? Like he just,
that's a fucking
it was incredible. Yeah,
that don't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm thinking too when I see Trevor, because you see this dude who's skinny, but he's 6'6". He's a little bit thicker than you think. And it's like, damn, he rolled out, and that's fast as hell. I couldn't imagine seeing someone like Cam or like Andrew Luck, where it's like, hold the fuck on. That shouldn't be happening that way. And you feel the same way when you watch NBA games, where it's like, wait, LeBron's really that big? Like,
you see NBA players up close, you're like, holy fuck, these are like fucking
it's uncomfortable.
It's jarring.
Like, how is your big ass doing Euro steps? What the fuck?
And then you see Aaron Judge, and he's the same size as LeBron.
Yeah, I haven't seen Aaron Judge in person, but that's
my god,
terrifying. Because he's swinging a weapon.
We went and saw him when they played the Mariners, and he made the fucking umpire look like a little league umpire standing up there. Just
Casey, did you ever see Terrell Pryor in person when he was with the Raiders?
No, never live. No.
Okay, he's on that same list of
about it.
Like as Cam to me, without like I haven't seen either of them in person, obviously, but he's on that same list as Cam to me of like guys that like are just unreal athletes that happen to play quarterback.
Yeah.
I'd imagine it's a similar sight.
Terrell Pryor had 2 seasons of being a number 1 receiver on multiple offenses.
It wasn't bad either, which was kind of crazy.
It was good. Like if he didn't get hurt, he was on his way to 1,000-yard seasons. Like with no practice.
And all that was Urban Meyer's fault too.
That's right.
He caught a TD in a Fiesta Bowl before.
Full circle.
Damn.
All right.
I forgot. Yeah, damn.
I'm gonna take us through the bullshit. I'm gonna take us through week 1, game by game, line by line.
Let me turn this shit off.
Clip by clip. All right. So we're gonna start with last night's game.
Are we doing spreads too, or just?
I do have the spreads here.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Should we put that up?
Will you, yeah, I can share my screen.
Plug in my deal.
I got the MGM ones right here, but if you got something different.
I did choose from MGM last night. I came home and put these all together after I lost a
Well,
little bit of money.
wow, that's our background. That's our background.
You know it is.
I do not remember the team discussion. Oh, that's your background on your okay.
By the way, on the subject of that man right
Holy
there,
shit.
did you know you cannot have pervert in your name on ESPN Fantasy? Because I wanted to be Herbert's Perverts, and they said it was a banned word or phrase, and they made me change it.
Have you ever
can't
thought
have
about
munch
being a
either.
fucking degenerate?
You can't have munch either.
Their filter version is clearly too far reaching. You can't have Ron Misco either.
And
It's
have
not right.
pervert,
Or massage now.
None of that.
No massage?
I had to spell it PURRVERT.
Okay, you with the girls now. I will say that's part of the benefit of us moving our league to the sleeper app this year. I was able to name my team "These Bitches Love Bosa" with no blank outs, no nothing. So
what a song, though.
I don't even know what that is. The sleeper app.
Sleeper. I'm gonna put you on, my boy.
No, that's some new shit. I've never heard of it either.
It's like discard for fantasy football.
Discord.
Okay.
You just reminded me I need to cancel our Discord premium because we don't use that anymore.
Damn, you've been paying this whole time. It's been several years. Okay,
it's like Paramount Plus for me. I don't remember ever even signing up. But
just waiting for you.
Happened to me too.
I just
I
got
called
billed.
Amazon and they refunded me.
Just got
like,
billed.
thank you.
All right. So last night, what were your guys' thoughts pre-kickoff Thursday night, Bills at Rams? How'd you guys think this game was going to go?
Aaron Donald gets a championship ring at home and they win.
Same. Blake?
Tag me in. One, I thought, okay, the Bills are favorited on the road right now. This game is going to be a lot more competitive than the smart people are predicting. So no, I did not predict the outcome going that way. I honestly, I did a picks league with my sister and cousins, and I picked the Rams to win with only one confidence point, but I picked the Rams.
I told you at work today, Brantley goes Bills by 2 tubs, and I go, man, that's a lot of points. And then I texted him at halftime and I go, fucking, this might get ugly. I will say in my other league, I did have Josh Allen going, so I was rooting for exactly what happened, but I did not see it going that way.
I will tell you, as someone who watched the game with Brantley, he mentioned that multiple times. I fucking told you guys it was gonna be 2 touchdowns. Casey just texted me, and I fucking told him it was gonna be 2 touchdowns.
He just sent me the crystal ball emoji, and I was like, "All right, I'm going to bed."
He is the fucking worst because he's wrong on sports so frequently, but when he's right, boy, he's gonna kick you in the dick.
Stephen A. That's Stephen A. energy right there.
And Skip.
I bet on the Rams plus 2.5. I was like, I don't think they're gonna win necessarily, but I think it'll be close. It'll be a field goal game.
Oh my god,
it wasn't. There was literally 1 quarter and primarily 4 plays where it was competitive, and outside of that, Matthew Stafford looked like one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. As someone who is a Matthew Stafford hater, he looked like a bad version of Matthew Stafford, and Josh Allen looked like he's about to win MVP.
That's Stafford's fucking ass kicked.
It's early.
Josh Allen.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like Josh Allen shit. Like, come on.
Hey,
but he was on, but when he missed bad.
33 needs to go back down to the practice squad because he gave him the Undertaker choke slam on that stiff arm.
That was
if
you get stiff armed by a quarterback like that, you gotta make some decisions. I'm gonna read their stat line.
Cam Newton used to stiff arm people though, and
and it was a business. Like that. It was a business decision then too. But goddamn, he fucking
Cam Newton did used to do that, and Josh Allen is basically Cam Newton, but a little bit better. Josh Allen,
he is the Billy Hoyle version of Cam Newton.
He's rookie year Cam Newton, but all the time.
Yep, exactly. Josh Allen went 26 for 31, and I think he started 22 for 25 with 2 picks. So like the two incompletions were picks. 26 for 31, 297 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, and then he also had 10 carries for 56 yards, led the team in rushing and a touchdown.
36 points.
He had a whole bunch of points. Stephon Diggs, 8 for 122 and a touchdown, and a whole lot of shit talk to Jalen Ramsey. He was in that motherfucker's shirt every catch, even a drop catch, he was like, "Bitch, you know I would have caught that on you. Hey, you know you fucked up, didn't you?
Did you see the stat where Josh Allen is 3-0 against Jalen Ramsey, has a perfect QBR, and has like thrown at him and completed like 27 of 34 attempts or something like that?
I didn't see that, but that adds up because you remember Jalen Ramsey was the first one to come out and be like, he's trash. And I think Jalen's like, you are trash. I'm waiting to pick you off. Because that deep touchdown that Stephon Diggs caught, he was looking at the quarterback the whole time, not running with Diggs. I think he was like, man, he about to throw some bullshit. I'm about to pick this off. He hasn't caught up with the fact that like Josh Allen's actually good at football now.
Yeah.
Like you can't hold him.
It was like twice against the Jags and once now against the Rams, and he just fucking eats his ass up throws at him. Yeah,
Josh makes a point.
I know Josh Allen only scored 3 points against us last year, so man, I ain't trying to hear none of this MVP shit.
Because his Horcrux is on the field.
Oh, okay.
Josh Allen was fucking Josh Allen up last year.
Exactly. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You seem to put the target to catch numbers on you for Cup, but not for Diggs. Why is that?
He doesn't have him on his fantasy team.
Cooper Kupp had 15 targets and 13 catches.
Why not? But Diggs are missing.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That guy, it was late. Honestly, it was late. We were drinking before the game. I put the
9. 8 out of 9, probably.
I don't remember how many targets Diggs had.
Figure out if there's a narrative coming.
I thought you just had
no, there was no narrative.
You don't have Allen Robinson up there either.
Did he go off?
No.
Fuck no.
Okay.
Like 2 targets, 1 catch for it was bad.
And I will tell you, I drafted Allen Robinson, but I was gonna start him yesterday because like he gonna get like 10 targets, and I benched him for Terry McLaurin, which was the right decision because I was about to start that motherfucker.
Excellent, excellent choice.
Shout out to my boy Nick who started Cam Akers, who had exactly 3 carries for 0 yards.
He had as many yards as the Queen of England yesterday.
Hey,
Jesus Christ!
Yes, sir.
The fucking Space Jam dunk.
Pat Stafford went 29 for 41, 241 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, which probably should have been like 6 picks. Every pass he threw looked like he wanted to throw a pick. Like he was deliberate. He had the Bills defense in fantasy. He was deliberately throwing picks.
He looked like Jimmy Garoppolo.
He looked worse than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo throws with his eyes closed. So, like, that's why I'm saying he looked like Jimmy Garoppolo.
Points
That's why he loves his notice cooking.
And he was also sacked 7 times. 7 sacks. But yeah, Cooper Kupp. Despite getting fucking blown out, Cooper Kupp had a great fantasy game. 13 for 15, 128 yards and a touchdown. The final score was 31-10 Bills. It was nasty. Yeah, no, we don't.
Do y'all think that there's just a hypothetical question here? Not to spend too much time on this, but Matt Stafford, having been in basically an abusive relationship for the majority of his NFL career, that is being the quarterback for the Lions, didn't got a taste of like what it felt like to be in a good situation last year. That he might kind of be fucked up now because like he was in bad for so long, got a taste of the good. Now he kind of can't regulate himself.
He got PTSD.
I mean,
like he might want to go back to the bad. Like he might not.
It was like he was bungee jumping.
Yeah,
he got all the way up to the top. I mean, but that taste is the taste. So yeah, I mean, I would give a fuck if I was him. Like,
yeah, he's
comfortable in the bad. Knows what I'm saying. Like he might be comfortable in the bad.
Yeah,
I think he likes being bad.
Or he's used to it anyway.
I posted one of my tweets from 2013 in our fantasy group chat last night where I mentioned that from 2009 to 2013, Matt Stafford had went 1-28 against teams with plus 500 records, and I think he's like, I'd prefer to do that again.
He's like a guy. He's like a guy who is in prison for a long time, and then he gets out and he doesn't know how to acclimate. Like he's
institutionalized.
He's like,
He got that AT&T commercial where he's like, "You mean I could get out of a 12-year relationship?" And nah, he's like,
wings him.
I mean, Detroit was giving me the good coochie, so I got to go back.
Think about like the progression in yourself in your life that you went through from like 18 to, I don't know if Casey, are you 30? You don't got to say your age, but like
461.
39.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. So just pick any 12-year period in your life that changed, or even specifically that one that he went through. That's very important and kind of sets yourself up for how you move forward for what follows.
How you live your life.
Yeah, and like imagine like your life hit a 180, like just in a month span or whatever, and now like you're on this steamboat where nothing can go wrong. Like I don't know, like it'd be hard to say that this is what is supposed to happen. I'd always feel in my mind that other thing that I experienced for that decade plus is my norm, and like it's gonna come back. Like I don't know, something to think about.
I think they don't make. Yeah, they might not make the playoffs. They're going to be one of those Super Bowl winning teams that doesn't make the playoffs.
He's one of the best on paper, like prototype or draft prospect type quarterbacks, probably in league history. But I believe you guys might be right. He might be damaged goods, even though he won Super Bowl last year, was on an MVP pace. Like I don't know how you reprogram that.
He's a compiler.
I love that me and Jamal Blake have been telling you Matthew Stafford is some ass. Literally since like 2011, since high school, we've been saying he's some ass. So you're like, man, look at his numbers. He's nice. And you just now see him today. Hey, he's some shit, bro. He's some shit. This is
after him winning a Super Bowl and being like in the running for Super Bowl MVP and MVP last year.
Back to being some shit. He got carried and he went right back to being some shit.
He tried to, It's like if Cardi B couldn't change who never mind. But like, she clearly changed her ways a bit from like the Cardi B we saw going on Instagram Live way back in the day. She's not the same person, but
Cardi B's not friends with Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Why do we got to bring Clayton Kershaw into this?
Another choker. Anyway, Saints at Falcons.
Oh, no.
Saints are minus 5.5 point favorites on the road.
I'll take the over, and I'll take the spread and the over.
I took the spread. I didn't put over unders on here because I am terrified of over unders. I'm awful at over unders. I am taking the Saints to win by more than 5.5 points.
The over under is 43. They might score 43.
They might. But the division games be weird down there. Go ahead.
No, it's only the second one. Well, no. So no, actually, no. This one is in Atlanta. So some funky shit could happen in this one actually. So it's normally the second game, and the second game has to be in Atlanta, and we have to be like a half game or a game out of the playoffs, because then all hell breaks loose. It's like when Washington is like ranked like 5 and has to play the Apple Cup.
Yep. And they somehow lose to Wazoo at that time.
Exactly. Wazoo has 1 win on the season, that type of shit. Yeah. The Falcons are that for us.
I do have money on the Saints, but I'm not super confident, even though the Falcons are some ass. But they were some ass last year, and you guys let a nigga named Amadeus Mozart Zacchaeus score like 3 touchdowns on you.
Look at you being namesist.
I mean,
that's a good
name.
Anyway, wow, this is what we're doing.
No, I really shouldn't, because I have a colonizer name, so I should stop.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm saying that's crazy. White man at heart. Fuck out of here. I'm taking the Saints to win this game by more than 5.5. So, Jamal, what you got?
I got the Saints to cover too. I like them to win by at least 6. They can do that
at minimum. Like, come on. The Falcons have nothing really going for them. Like, their line, offense and defensive line aren't good. Their defense is bad.
Grady Jarrett and AJ Terrell.
That's it. They have 2 good defensive players. Outside of that, I'm not confident. They have Marcus Mariota getting worked into a new offense. Kyle Pitts, one touchdown last season. Not really like expecting a bunch of like scoring prowess from him. Cordell Patterson, who had like 3 good games last year. I'm not expecting much from him. And Drake London, who's hurt already.
I can't pick Saints and Falcons games. This is like if someone had been hit by lightning before in their lifetime, they probably aren't just going to go outside and play in a lightning storm. Like it's like that's what this shit is for me. So even though I know there's like very little chance of this shit going bad, like I can't. Like I can't.
Honestly, I respect it. I might say the same words later tonight. I respect it. Casey, do you have a favorite in this game, or are you betting any money?
He said the same.
Are you a bet, Casey? Wait, are you a betting man, Casey? Do you go to the casino and waste your life away at all?
So
As a Vegas man,
I always do it week 1, and then I learn my lesson week 2. By week 3, I am purified of the.
You're done for the year.
Yeah, it's yeah.
That sounds like a man that grew up in the gambling capital. Like you learn when to call it quits.
Yeah,
The Emerald Demon has left your soul.
A lot of folks who grew up there, they just don't develop a taste at all because you're just like, why would I do it? Moving away, I now see the appeal. Like I get it. You can do it here now, so it's fine. But yeah, it takes me 3 weeks to come to my senses, and then I'm just like, what are you doing? And it's just I told you the other day
that money at Lush, the fuck,
or anywhere else, but it's just more about having to rip the ticket up that makes me sick because you're just like, God damn, I'm carrying around this piece of paper. I can't wait to cash this shit in on Tuesday, whatever, and then you're just fucking.
I gotta rip up the ticket now.
Yeah, by the fucking by Sunday night, you're just throwing shit in the trash. You're like, man, God damn it, man.
No, that shit is fine.
It's a regular.
So Jamal and Tyrell, y'all don't hold on to like. Y'all should hold on to like your bad losses, the shit that you thought was out of here.
You want to make a scrapbook? What the fuck are they going to do with those things?
At the end of the season.
Bad.
Be like,
we talked about them on here.
That's bad juju. What? That's bad juju, man. You don't want that shit because what's going to happen next week? You don't want that shit clouding your judgment or anything. No,
that's true. I don't want to hear the stories about like how like you were on Zillow holding this like 6-legger in your hand. We're on the fucking way, baby.
Wait, I think you missed when I did this earlier. I've already gotten rid of some shit, bro. Yeah, no.
I got one. You're betting on college.
Me?
Were those college tickets? What were those?
No, those were any tickets that had the Rams involved. I do not bet on college. As an LSU fan, I've been beaten up enough that I know I'm not betting on college.
I was gonna say you just hand it to me. I'll take half of it. I'll hand the other half back to you.
You just treat me like a fucking parent. Like
you gotta pay rent. Yeah, college.
All right.
No, cannot.
Next up, we got 49ers at Bears. As of last night, they were the 49ers on the road were 6.5-point favorites. I don't see a world where this game's not a blowout unless Trey Lance is for real ass. What do you guys think?
Even then, I feel like there's enough easy throws they can ask of him to carry that roster over what the Bears have, because the Bears are one of the saddest sacks of shits in American sports right now.
And the defense is going to release the hounds as well. Like it's going to be real bad.
Yeah.
Eddie Jackson is like by far the best player on that roster.
I think it's Roquan Smith. He's made 2 straight All-Pros.
You could make a case for Robert Quinn too, I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Robert Quinn.
Of pass rushers. Yeah. It's one of those 3, but those 3 are like by themselves in a pile of like mid to bad.
Well, I know they had that rookie corner that was kind of good last year, Jalen Johnson. Like he was pretty good for like a rookie.
Oh yeah, no. So you got 4 good defensive players. That's enough.
They are the new Detroit Lions.
I think so. I think so. The Lions will definitely be better than them.
But think about like how bad they were. Like how many games did the Bears win last year? Like 7, right, or some shit like that.
What?
Yeah,
something like that. 6 or 7.
Yeah, they won like 6 or 7 games last year. Because I see people picking them to win like 2 or 3 games this year, and they've never won they've only won less than 3 games like twice or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
they won
be
6 games last year.
So they have one good right receiver in Darnell Mooney. They have David Montgomery, running back. He's productive. He's good. We like him.
But their line has gotten worse, and their defense has gotten worse.
Yeah, but we expect the play calling to be better and not rely on like 6-second developing plays deep downfield to receivers who can't get open.
Also true. But it is a first-year head coach with this new quarterback.
All for that.
So there's going to be some development that needs to happen there. So
it'll be over in the first quarter.
Yeah,
I think this goes bad.
I'm talking about their long-term shit. I think they're probably 5 or 6 wins on the season. I think they're getting boat race this game.
I think they're going for Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah. First off, keep your hands off the Lakers prospects.
At the check.
So we're all on the 49ers to cover too, I'm guessing.
Yes, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that.
I'll stop
We
watching
might see
football.
some Jimmy
I'll
balls
stop
in
watching
regulation.
football if they don't cover.
Yeah.
I'll give it up.
We might see some
Right.
Jimmy passes in regulation.
All right.
Okay.
Steelers
Bengals.
at Bengals, also 6.5. This
Give
one
me
I'm a little less
Big Mike
confident about.
T in the gang, man.
Because of Mike Tomlin, that defense, their defensive roster, I'm a little less confident about the Bengals covering their 6.5 point spread. They should, but both teams might have the Super Bowl hangover.
Those games are always close. I think the Bengals win. They don't cover, but it'll be a long day for Joe Burrow and the 724 or whatever the area code is where he's from in Ohio. But
I did not know Cincinnati even had its own area code.
no, wherever he's from, in like where he's always talking about fentanyl. The upper right.
I think
Wherever
he's also
he's
from Akron.
Yeah, wherever he's from.
Same hospital was Wardell and Braun.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, I think that game's a lot closer than that for sure. I think they maybe win by a field goal, but
I'm kind of feeling the same.
I got the Steelers, man.
It'll be a fight. Those games are always good. Always good.
Do you have the Steelers by an amount of points, or you just got them winning straight up?
I'm not up there and watching with y'all. I don't got sports betting, so my mind is not thinking spreads. I just thinking basic money line. Let me translate it to y'all. I have the Steelers.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I believe that like Mike Tomlin's ability to get that roster to 500 last year, were they one game above it with what was the walking Marvel zombie of Ben Roethlisberger? I don't know what Kenny Pickett is. I think Trubisky's better than what we saw of Roethlisberger last year.
You're better than what we saw of Roethlisberger last year.
And I've been low on the Bengals since the season ended, so I'm standing on that. I don't think he loses this game.
I do think people are overhyping like the Bengals, like revamping their offensive line. Like they got Riley Reef, I think, and then a bunch of dudes who were like not.
They did get Lyle Collins though, didn't they?
Lyle Collins, who the Cowboys didn't start last year and let walk. Like they weren't like
I thought they traded him
or traded. Either way, he wasn't start. He got replaced in season last year.
Yeah.
Like
I thought Lyle Collins was like good for a little bit though.
In our brain, Lyle Collins is a good player, but hasn't been good. Like he had some good highlights, but like hasn't been a good player. The team was like, "Yeah, we're good without you." And
my prediction
line that's not great. The Cowboys' offensive line isn't great now.
My prediction since I think our first podcast after the Super Bowl has been like the Bengals probably missed the playoffs this year. Things have kind of shifted just a tiny bit with how things have gone for the Browns. At one point, it was an absolute that the Bengals were going to miss the playoffs, and then now the suspension and everything that's happened, like it's probably they got a good chance to get in. So I still feel like the Steelers they probably have the better day and the better season overall. I think.
Yeah, I just find it hard to bet on Mitchell Trubisky winning games by just winning games. Covering
Bengals, man.
Could happen.
Just he had the same play caller that made Fields look like a fucking fool last year for the most time that we saw him. So just remember that part.
What if you remember how Josh Allen didn't look like he belonged in the NFL the first year that he was in the NFL?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
What if Mitchie Tubbs comes out and he is the next, like the second coming of Christ for Mike Tomlin? Yeah. No coach deserves it more than Mike Tomlin. I love Mike Tomlin. He's the Black Dan Campbell, but it is the idea that Mitchell Trubisky was in that same hell that we were talking about just a second ago. What if he's good? I don't think he is, but just what if he's good? It wouldn't happen to anyone but either Mike Tomlin or Bill Belichick that he just gets.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
It at this point, like betting against the Steelers is betting against Mike Tomlin because you just know he's going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And we're forgetting that they had one of their fucking like somebody in their quarterback room died this offseason. They might just rally around that and like, man.
They wearing like 3
they got the sticker. Yeah, they got the sticker.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. I got a shitty story to tell y'all real quick about this next fucking game. I talked to a man today. I told you, Casey, about this at work. Talked to a man today. He's from Ontario or Windsor, Canada, right across the bridge from Detroit. And as you guys know, I got a new tat on my hand. We started talking about football. We started talking about sports betting because apparently he's a betting man, and he's a Lions fan. And the longer and longer we talked about it, the more I could see. You know how old white men are. It goes from, hey, Tyrone. Oh, it's Tyrell. Okay, brother. Or sorry, brother. And then it's brother. So when I unplugged this computer, he's like, man, thanks so much for helping me out. He gave me this thick ass handshake, smacked the shit out the back of my hand.
Gave him the Leonidas, the fucking two-hander.
That shit made me want to leave work.
Jacking off 2x4s for the past 30 years.
No, that shit made me want to leave work. I mean, he had them thick, meaty hands and like gripped my shit, smacked my shit, and I'm like, yo, I gotta go.
Like a first baseman's mitt, just fucking whack.
I got to go. And for that reason and that reason alone only, I'm doubling down on betting on the Eagles to win by more than 4 points. The Eagles are 4-point favorites against the Lions in Detroit. And that man smacked my hand. I want to go put more money on the Eagles to win. That's a bad omen.
Yeah.
What's your guys' thoughts on the game? Eagles at Lions. Eagles.
I do not trust the Eagles at all, but I do trust them to beat the Lions because the Lions are dog shit who right now have the glow of Hard Knocks on them.
Yeah,
Hard Knocks didn't do it for you? That Hard Knocks didn't do it for you?
Hard Knocks does it for me every year, but I have to. You got to realize what that is, and that she was cute because you were 9 drinks in, but she really wasn't all that.
Hard Knocks does it for me every year, and this Hard Knocks made me go in the opposite direction. They'll probably win 4 games. I don't feel confident about anything else about that team. They've spent the whole first episode watching DeAndre Swift drop dick on their defense.
Aaron Glenn was mad. Aaron Glenn was mad.
Aaron Glenn didn't have any good moments.
You let that offense fucking do that to you? He was talking about his own team. You let that offense do that to you?
They're talking shit about us. We need to go out and turn it up today. And guess what they didn't do? Turn it up.
Good Lord. They had Jared Goff looking like a fucking surgeon out there on that show too.
Oh, that defense sucks.
They have a 7th round middle linebacker who is going to be like day one starter. Yeah, Rodrigo is replacing every linebacker on that team.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I think the Lions will be better.
And the corners too, man.
2 wins they had last year. They didn't show the corners at all.
Exactly.
I saw a whole.
They didn't want the tape out there.
Yeah, I saw a whole lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown scoring touchdowns. I didn't see Jeff Okudah
trying to hide him from the world.
Fucking Jared Goff looking like a fucking samurai out there. God damn.
Yeah. Penei Sewell looked good. They just lost one of their tackles or one of their guards.
They weren't hiding their corner from the world. They were hiding the world from their corner.
There it is.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Eagles. But it sounds like we're all taking the Eagles in that game.
Sweep it. And fucking can we get a couple extra minutes on Eminem, stop dyeing your beard?
Brother, why was he there?
He looked like that shit looked like it was colored in with mascara. And he had the Fallout.
All of it is strange.
He had the Fallout Boy hat on and the fucking I don't know what was going on there.
Him and Fat Joe got the same shit by their bathroom sink. The whatever the Just for Men kit is, they use the same one.
Dude, he uses the same guy that they use on the mom's spaghetti boxes on his fucking
He looked like the shit that they do to dress you up at your funeral, where like they put color in your face and shit. It looked bad.
He's on my list of people who are probably like Westworld bots. He's on there.
Oh yeah, him and Avril Lavigne are definitely clones.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've heard about the Avril Lavigne one. I haven't looked too deep into it, but I'm willing to believe it.
She got some bolt-ons recently that are make her look like a different person.
I was trying to be her skater boy for a little bit, but I don't know where she's at now.
Fucking stand you at all.
She could survive a plane crash with those things that she has now.
All right, that goes in the bonus column right there.
Yeah,
a positive.
I will be doing some Googling once we are done.
Same.
All right. Pats at Dolphins. It's -3.5, and I stayed away from it because I hate Tua. But there's no way the Pats are scoring more than like 17 points.
Man, they
Pats
have been
fucking stink.
You made my point. Every podcast, everything I watch, everything I listen to, slandering the fuck out of the Patriots. Like they have, like that thing has great, like the fucking comet hit the earth and the dinosaurs are dead. And I gotta wait and see. I'll wait until week 2 to proclaim
That's how I
that
feel.
thing
Yep.
all the way over. But I mean, people are talking about like that shit is fucking like a funeral. It is.
Who is
bad.
their best offensive player not named Mac Jones?
Damian
Could it
Harris, maybe.
Kevin White?
Yeah.
Kevin White retired, so I don't know.
Seriously, the Patriots have gone like probably
James White,
5
shit.
years now without adding like some serious offensive talent.
No,
Like-
but that's the crazy part about it. They have the most expensive wide receiver room in the NFL because they
No,
added,
they don't. Seriously?
Yes, they do by a mile. And their
How?
tight end room. They
'Cause
added
they signed-
Kendrick. They added Kendrick Bourne. They added Hunter Henry. They added Jonnu Smith. Who else
It's a wide
did they
receiver
get
room.
last year? No, I know, but I'm saying they have Jacoby Myers got paid. Their wide receiver room is the most expensive wide receiver room in the league.
It can't be more expensive than the Chargers.
They waited to sign him until after the Christian Kirk deal in Jacksonville. That's why. Like
Why is this
Those guys are
surprising?
getting paid more than
Christian
Keenan
Kirk's-
Allen and Mike Williams.
Christian Kirk shit hit, and then the Patriots are like, "Well, we're gonna suck, so we gotta pay."
Hey, Jamal, while he's typing this in, random as fuck, because we were talking about Avril Lavigne a second ago, but another like not washed up, but just star from that same era. Lumi D has a song with Jay Stone.
Oh, Louis D is so goddamn
Like a
bad,
new one?
bro.
Like a new one?
Yeah.
New one.
Oh,
Interesting.
Louis D is so bad. God damn.
Casey, I don't know if you ever listened to the episode where we talk about how Lumi D charges on Cameo. She's up there.
How much?
$300?
What are we talking about? 300?
300.
I think it might be around there.
It was
Yeah.
something I ain't worth paying.
My wife and I used to lay in bed and just guess what, like I would say somebody and she would guess what they charge. And then we would just go back and forth how it was exorbitantly too much money.
Yeah, I've felt that way when I saw Drew Brees, but then at the same time, it's like, okay, well, you are kind of popular.
There are some wild. I think
There's some
part
wild
some,
prices on there.
some of them do it just so they don't have to do it, but they can say that they're on there.
Yeah.
I think.
I tried to
You
get
thought-
Big U to say happy birthday to Tyrell, and I tried twice, but he didn't never do it. So
The best value I
Yeah.
ever got was I had Greg Cody from the Dan Lebitard show sing my buddy happy birthday for $60. It was the best $60 I ever spent.
oh, $60? No, yeah, you're in there.
Easy.
I
easy
probably
money.
have money on that app still because people didn't follow through.
What are we
Jamal,
looking for? Are you proving your salary cap?
I am.
Dude, I
And
feel like this
think-
can't be right, bro. I feel like
I think it's the free agency money that they spent on their.
It's
wide
high.
receiver.
I know they overpaid for everybody. I know that.
Yeah,
did you
It
do
was a free
positional
agent.
spending? You closed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. I closed it. It's
But-
not overall. It's the free agency money that they spent on the receivers is more than.
so. Do we
anybody
all
else.
think the Dolphins are gonna win? I like the Dolphins.
I'd
think
be
they're just
shocked
more
if they
talented
didn't.
than the Pats. Period. Both sides of the ball.
The roster is better overall, but Tua.
And their
It's
coach
really
looks like Logic's little brother, so I think they're gonna win.
The Dolphins are in that group of brands that I don't trust, but I think I probably stand with you all on this just for a sense of being the contrarian. I do
No,
think
I mean-
they win.
Your point is right. I don't trust the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to bet on them, and I haven't bet on them. But they should beat the Patriots. Smoke.
Only
them.
time I was up on them was when Cam Cameron had him doing the Wildcat with Ronnie Brown for those couple of weeks, and Pat White would come in a few plays.
Yeah, they had
That's
a,
a
they had a
fun
good
one
year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change this one because
To 70. I hope you're putting it to 70.
Now they're gonna get bust down. Ain't
the
no-
Ravens line dropped to -6.5 after Dwayne Brown got injured and isn't playing week 1. They have the Ravens beating the Jets by 6.5 points with Joe Flacco starting with a literal makeshift offensive line.
Lock of the week. Let's call it the lock of the week.
Is that
Mortgage
the
your
lock of the week,
home.
bro?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nah, I think the next game is the lock of the week.
Bet the-
I will bet my
the
life.
mortgage. Bet the mortgage. Bet the mortgage on the Ravens.
Sell your
Good
house
Lord.
now.
Yeah.
Put your car at the dealership.
Take out an
Put
equity
all your
loan.
chains-
Everything. Go
Jamal,
to
take your
Coinstar,
grill out,
put everything.
go to the pawn shop, take it to the fucking pawn shop, take the money, bet it on them. The Ravens are going to beat them by -6.5.
Oof.
Oh yeah, dude, they got Joe Flacco playing. He's
That
gonna get
game's
him like 3-4 picks.
That game's unwatchable.
And they
over under 150 total yards for Tyler Huntley.
Under, he'll get like 87.
You'll have to tell me. You'll have to tell me. I am not gonna
Actually, not passing and
it's
running.
gonna-
It'll be like 140 something. It'll be close.
Mm.
You're
For
like,
Tyler
fuck, why
Huntley,
I bet on this?
You're
Yeah.
talking about the backup quarterback coming in and throwing another 140 yards.
I think we're over. I
He'll be
think
in
It's gonna be close.
He'll be in at halftime.
There's a good chance.
Yep.
Lamar
Hey,
with no contract signed for next season. I think
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley's in the fourth
Lamar's
quarter.
gonna be like every game this year. Lamar's gonna be like, "We're up 21. Take me out. I'm out of here.
Victory,
I'm not
victory
finishing
formation.
Mm-hmm.
this game." Yeah. This is the easiest game of the week. This is the lock of the
Lock
week.
of the week.
Money line, spread, under, whatever you want to do. I don't care.
Which means it's also probably the most fun game to put $5 on the other way to see what happens.
To win $20.
All right. This is my case.
I mean,
for
they
us winning.
just you quadrupled your money. I don't know.
This is my case for us winning. Nobody wants to talk about how the Commanders have lost three Pro Bowl caliber linemen in the last 2 years. They've lost what? The best left tackle in the league, Trent Williams. They lost Morgan Moses last year, and they lost Brandon Scherf. So that line isn't as good. They got Carson Wentz. He needs protection. They didn't want to have Antonio Gibson play running back. They was gonna go with the rookie. He got shot in the carjack and get well soon, brother. Like, man, and we got Carson Wentz's number from last year. I'm telling you. I think we shocked the world with a real coach.
That's
I think we get him. This is the upset of the week.
That's an at-home line. I think the Jags win too. Like that. The Commanders are gonna fucking stink as well. And
that line is bad, man.
I think the Jaguars aren't going to be as bad as we made you believe when we watched that video a little bit earlier, but I mean that'll at least the game. That is a at home spread. No way the Jags will win.
I like the Jags to win this game as well, but I am taking just the Jags plus 2.5. Because even if they don't win, I think it'll be a close game. I think Carson Wentz is gonna give us the press conference of like, I'm seeing ghosts.
2 unwatchable games in a row, though.
All right,
or the last one and that one.
Absolutely not watching that game. We're gonna
what?
We'll
there's
be
some good players in there.
We will be at Topgolf, and I think that's one of the games that will not be on the screen, Jamal.
Yeah,
I want to watch Trayvon Walker.
I'm glad I'll be at a game. I'm glad I'll be at a game live, so I don't even have to accidentally switch to it.
No, it's the late game. Our game's the late game. You'll have.
Is that an early game?
These are all early games. We're going in order of time.
I'll yell at the bartender to turn it off then.
Boo! Put on tennis. Browns at Panthers, which has moved from Panthers -1.5 to a pick'em.
Oh wow!
The Baker
and I will
effect.
say, when they said that Christian McCaffrey went on the injury report, he got cleated and his shin got cut. So he went on the injury report for nothing. Now we do know Christian McCaffrey, paper mache. He might die tomorrow. I don't know. But he's playing week 1.
You remember everything that Nas said about Jay-Z and Ether?
Fuck Jay-Z.
All the other things that I won't repeat on recording. That's Christian McCaffrey. Just listen to that if you need to know what Christian McCaffrey's
Wow.
We
balled him up with a bag of slander.
We might put that at the end of the pod.
10 minutes.
I got Christian McCaffrey in fantasy in 2 leagues, so I'm team Christian McCaffrey this year.
I'm personally offended right now.
We can't be hit 3 years in a row.
I'm taking the Panthers to win straight up for one. They're covering the spread was 1.5. They're winning that. I did put a little money on a teaser that has the Panthers +6 because I put them in it. So they don't even got to win the game for me to win a little bit of money, but we'll talk about it at a different time. Panthers are winning this game. There's no.
I do think the Browns can make it tough though. Like they got the 2 good edge rushers.
How?
Okay, they got 2 edge rushers. Carolina.
They also have Jacoby Brissett.
Okay, but
we're
they have
talking
Nick
about
Chubb.
Yeah.
And the run game, keep away.
Who's their best
They're
receiver?
put Baker up, man.
Who's their best receiver?
Amari
I
Cooper.
couldn't name him.
Who's their second best receiver? Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Peoples-Jones.
You're
Yeah.
betting on Amari Cooper and Donovan
DP.
Peoples-Jones.
Tough name.
Amari
And Njoku.
Cooper or
Njoku.
on
And Austin
Okay.
Hooper.
All right.
Don't
No,
ever
Austin
say
Hooper's
David
gone.
Njoku.
Austin Hooper's
I'm
gone.
just saying, like, yo, I can see this game being tough. Like, it can go either way,
If it's
honestly. I
tough,
wouldn't be surprised.
if it's tough, it's because the D is getting in Baker's ass. That's the
Yeah,
only.
and the run
Yeah.
game, defensive run game.
Yeah.
Hey, he
What
did
did you
what he
mean
said.
by that?
I said
did
what
you
I
mean
said.
by that? You said you meant what you said. I understood. All right, moving on.
Cold.
Colts at Texans.
Almost
Colts
clicked the
are
retired
7-point
button.
favorites. I don't have
Yeah.
anything to say about this. Colts should win by more than 7.
Yeah, fuck both these teams. I hope the stadium blow up.
Can I hold on the Browns Panthers? I'm confused why the spread is so low.
That's my
Honestly,
The
but go ahead.
Texans over the Colts is my upset of the week.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put that in my
Davis
notes.
Mills.
I know to double back with you when that.
Did you bet that?
No, I mean I'm betting it right now, but
Oh, okay.
Social bet.
social bet.
No,
You putting
okay.
some push-ups on
This
it?
is how better I am too.
Okay.
I just didn't make it to the book today. Work's been a little hectic lately.
You got a lunch break. Exactly. All right. Colts at Texans. Yeah, I have nothing to say. Casey's putting money on it. Anybody else? No?
I believe
brother.
we will see Brandon Cooks go for more than 110 yards.
Okay.
That's Brandon with an I, by the way.
Brandon with an I. Oregon State Beaver Brandon. Research Stadium legend Brandon.
Absolutely. And someone who guest on this podcast has put 2 touchdowns on Brandon Cook's head when it didn't count. We'll just say that.
It counted on this podcast.
Flag football or what?
No, real football. Real football.
Oh, okay.
If you go back
It
to
was real
the one of the older shows, one of our guests put some
Or Pac-12 Insider.
Yeah, Pac-12 Insider. We won't say his name.
Pac-8 Insider. Pac-7. I don't know what they got now.
Big 12 Insider. Anyway,
Mhm.
Giants at Titans. The Titans are 5.5-point favorites. It's kind of hard to not hammer the Titans unless you think Ryan Tannehill is a corpse at this point.
I do believe he's a corpse, and I still believe that line.
I think he looks like Tosh.0, but I still think that they will. They
Oh,
will win.
God.
It does look like Tosh.0. Yeah, I've never thought of that. I'm mad. I've never thought of that.
He does look like Tosh.0.
It's my favorite game. It's my favorite game to play.
Holy shit. All right.
They will win.
That's just probably still going right now, isn't it?
How
You-
people
you
have
know
been
it's
talking about the Patriots, that is what the Giants are actually going to be. They are a crater of a franchise.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
took Saquon Barkley in the league, but I feel like they have nothing else going on.
Just hope that he's the Najee Harris of last year, where it's just there's
Hell
nothing
of
to
volume.
do.
400 carries.
There's nothing to do but give him the ball. Yeah.
You guys don't believe in Kenny Galladay?
No. No.
Oh,
I don't think Kenny Galladay believes in Kenny Galladay.
Yeah. Kenny Galladay's best years are tied to a man who y'all can't stand.
His own mother wouldn't go to those games.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Shit.
Fly me up to New
I don't-
York, baby.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
going to
he's
the game,
asking
though.
her to show up.
We think
All
Derrick
right.
Henry has a return. Derrick Henry goes off.
Boy, I hope.
I would imagine.
Let's
Who's
all
going to stop him?
touch the man.
There
Good
you go.
question.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
And
We have Packers at Vikings, which I think this line is the same. Packers -1.5 on the road. I'm taking the Vikings to win this straight up and with the +1.5-point spread. I don't think the Packers going to be all that this year, man.
I'm not betting against
Hey.
A-Rod, bro.
Who is the
I think the
crackhead
Packers
throwing the
will.
ball to?
He'll figure it out.
They all turn into
week one?
superhumans when he's throwing them the ball.
Hey, What
Yeah, they
what
gonna
happened
figure
week 1 last year? The Saints got a good win. Their only good
Yeah,
win
that
of the
was-
season,
that was
actually.
You might be
one.
talking about the regular season GOAT.
Yeah, we are talking about your regular season GOAT.
I don't know if it's just mine. He's not him.
What if he just turns Adam Lazard into the new Cooper Cup?
You think he's doing that
Almost
week 1?
guaranteed.
You think he's doing that week 1?
I think he does it just to prove a point. His third eye is open.
Yeah, this is the perfect person to talk to. He's on the receiving end of getting two receivers from the Packers who were productive players before they went there, and then they just vanished or turned into much lesser forms of themselves. But then one of them went back to the Packers and became productive again.
Oh yeah, they did get James Jones.
Jordy Nelson didn't vanish. He had 800 receiving yards or 600 receiving yards.
Okay, did they pay him for 600 receiving yards?
He retired the next year.
Was that expected, Casey?
He's 36.
Oh, okay, my fault.
No, because
he
came and played for the Raiders for a season.
For a season, and he was fucking old.
I don't know if he looked like he was a year from retirement when he's on the Packers. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So you got
James
I'll take the Packers.
I got the Packers. I think the Packers are gonna have a top 5 defense this year, maybe top 3.
Okay.
The man's different. And you're talking about that good of a defense next to him. Like, the man's different. I don't know. I can't do it.
When he played the Saints week 1 last year, was he different?
Bro, but you know that game was an abnormality upon the whole entire season, and he was a holdout the whole entire offseason. He's been in practice this year.
Yeah, he wasn't like
practicing
practicing
bullshit
last year.
and talking shit about his wide receiver. I mean, the standard is different for these young guys. They got to show up and actually.
Aaron Rodgers saying wild quotes is like synonymous with Aaron Rodgers throwing touchdowns. It's the same shit.
He was doing meth all offseason, bro. I don't know what you want me to talk to you about.
That means he's going to be running faster than he was last year.
John Stockton did meth for 25 years and has the most assists in NBA history.
It's different. Spokane and Utah is a different world.
Those are diet.
I don't know. I've been to Utah. I haven't been to Spokane. I can't imagine they're too different.
Tell us about your numbers.
I imagine Spokane
and
Green Bay. I imagine Spokane and Green Bay aren't that different.
One's colder than the other, I'm sure.
Meth is meth, bro.
I mean, the faces, I think, are the same.
Oh, I can't wait till the Monday recap pod when I get to just shit all over Blake while he's not here.
He's been doing Zaza meth.
Chiefs and Cardinals.
He's been doing that Coachella meth, is what he's doing.
Top shelf meth, baby.
Oh my god. Hey, somebody put Aaron Rodgers in a fucking pack this year, dude. I can't wait.
Just wait till the playoffs. It's happening.
Oh yeah. Like clockwork. The playoffs happen every year. All right.
We're going to get the Justin Field Bears who got it in the wild card, like with 9 wins. And
he's going to tell somebody he owns them again, and then get worked out. It's going to be nasty. The Chiefs are playing in Arizona against the Cardinals. They're 6-point favorites. I'm taking the Chiefs, banging the fucking spread. Like, they're winning by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, I think they fucked them up.
Kyler Murray without DeAndre Hopkins? L.
Hey, did anybody else at the end of Hard Knocks think he was wearing a wig when he was walking out to when he was walking? That afro is not little. It was so big that I thought it was like he was walking out to be funny, and he threw the helmet on and it just like popped out like a relief pitcher in the back of the helmet.
It did look like a wig, kind of.
Yeah, the Hard Knocks started?
Yeah, no, they every episode of Hard Knocks at the end they show these silent clips. Like one was DeAndre Hopkins working out in cut off pirate pants, like it looked like he looked like a pirate doing box jumps. Cliff watching tape, and then this last one it was Kyler walking out to the practice field with I mean, his shit is big, and I was like, is he fucking around like Fortnite? He's like wearing his Fortnite wig, and then he like threw his helmet on over it, and yeah, they're winning. They're winning 5 games.
He goes on his stream with those braids, and the fact that they don't even touch the like top of his neck makes me think they're fake.
Everything about Kyler is like comical proportions. Like
he's got him sewn in. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I think so. And
I'm
the
not
funniest part about Kyler is he's
below knee.
Kyler's our height. Like Kyler's regular nigga height. He's 5'10". He's 5'9". Well, he's not
everything about him doesn't make much sense.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
He runs like a 3-year-old with a full diaper.
Yeah, he be out of there though. He be fucking
he runs like a badass little kid, is what he runs like.
I think he probably got that shit strapped to his leg. That's what's going on.
Tommy Pickles.
Hard to move.
No, that's the honey badger.
So yeah, is everybody taking the Chiefs in that game? Because I'm hammering the Chiefs
Yeah,
in that
Chiefs.
game.
I'll put that number up, man. I don't feel like that's a
Tyrell,
low
you
spread.
skipped one.
No,
Okay.
no, we're doing this on purpose. We're
okay.
ending with the best for last.
Okay.
So the Sunday night game, we have Buccaneers in Dallas. Tom Brady's second time in Dallas ever, which seems like he's about to put on a show. But he did. He you know, his wife's beating his ass. He's getting divorced.
He got a new
I've heard
face.
it's bad over there. I've heard it's bad.
He did get a new face, which means
New
he got
hair.
a new helmet.
New hair. All
Just
that.
looking tricky. But the Cowboys stink. Like the Cowboys' offensive line falling apart. Their defense isn't that good. I don't.
They're the Notre Dame of pro football. They're fucking terrible, and they gas us up every year. Every Cowboy fan is the worst. Every Notre Dame fan is the worst. Throw them in the ocean. I hope the Bucks win by 3 touchdowns.
I feel like that's a good comparison too, because
Yeah.
like Notre Dame every year is telling you how like, hey, look, we got all these good guys, right? We're about to win everything, and then
History,
it's like,
bro.
yeah, you go 11-1, and then it doesn't matter.
Yankees,
It's
Cowboys,
Strebo.
Notre Dame. That's it. That's the trifecta.
Texas would be in there if they could win more. They don't win
Yeah.
enough to
These
even
are
be
bad.
entertained in this shit.
Sad years, man. Ricky Williams rolling over in his grave, even though he's not dead.
He's rolling
Vince
over.
Young, Vince Young doesn't deserve it. Whatever slander Texas gets.
Nope.
I'm taking the
Jordan
Bucks.
Shipley, I know you're out there doing good somewhere.
Yeah, I
Pretty
got the
comfortably.
Bucks.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks. Money line 2.5. They beat them last year on opening night, and the Cowboys were better last year. I think the best thing the Cowboys have going for them is the fact that they know that Micah Parsons is a demigod and that they can just put him on the line and hope that they're fucking shit up.
The Bucks who the Bucks added receiver to replace AB?
Julio.
Or did they add anybody?
Julio Jones.
Who is, I think,
He'll be their
Career-
new tight end. He'll be their new tight end. Trust
I was
me.
gonna say, where are you guys on
career-
Julio? Okay.
yeah.
He'll be.
I have no
I think
idea.
he'll be just fine. I think he'll be just fine.
I think he'll be okay, honestly. I can see him being decent.
He'll
Like
still
800
walk out
yards
there.
and like 6 TDs.
He'll
Some
still
shit.
walk
He's
out
still
there and be
Florida.
6'4", and I don't even care if they only bring him in on goal line. He'll be just fine.
His ceiling and floor are like so far apart for me.
I think his floor is like no playing time.
No production at all.
No,
His-
yeah, no-
and his
no
ceiling
targets.
is like,
His
oh
floor,
my
no
god,
target.
like, this is one of the best receivers in football.
He's gonna have
Not scoring touchdowns though.
He's gonna have a couple of games that are like 35 yards, 3 tubs.
Okay.
I can't fucking.
But the highlights just look like the most unguardable human being on the planet.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Right.
And then the last Monday night game,
The
Broncos
mascot
at
bowl.
Seahawks. Broncos are 6.5 point favorites
I think
on
they-
the road.
No. No.
Oh, you don't think they're covering Blake?
I think they're blowing that shit out. The
Okay,
Seahawks
yeah.
need Disney magic to win this game.
or Dirty Sprite 2 on the PA the whole game.
Hey, Casey, do you have any insight you can give us on the playlist for this game?
I do. So my boy works at Lumen, and they were in a directors meeting, and they're talking about the DJ, and they're talking about playlists, whatever. And one of the other directors stands up in a fucking business meeting and says, "Make sure we play a lot of Future. There's nobody here to tell us that we can't."
So we're getting
That's in a work meeting, man. Like they're talking about the food and all that shit for the stadium. They hate that motherfucker. That shit might be hostile.
there's real money on the line, like because the Seahawks is a business whether it's a win or a loss. So
Yes.
in all sense of the game, like yeah, it makes sense. Play the future. Play all the future.
I think Pete Carroll, whatever makes Pete Carroll look like he does at 78 years old or however old he is, and he looks like he's a 50-year-old college professor, whatever weird like God that he prays to, I know that he's fucking praying to win that game.
Yep. It's crazy that they're going to turn up like this on probably the best player in the history of their franchise.
Hey,
Like,
See ya.
Life comes at you fast, bro.
Life comes at you fast as shit.
I don't have
Yes,
I don't have any skin in that game, but if that goes down like that, or fucking Russ lays an egg, hey,
Oh my god.
Hey, I will say I swapped a shift with a coworker to make sure they could go to that game. I don't even
Yeah.
like either team, but I was like, hey, I want you to be in the building. You got season tickets.
One way
I
or
need
the
you to
other.
be front row and center.
I either want you crying in the fucking car on the way home, or like it's the best night of your life. Either way.
Just
Absolutely.
knowing like how Seattle sports fans rush to the moment in the event that they win this game and the future was booming over the PA like that, you're going to see so much like just future appreciation and love out of the 206 that you've never seen before in your life. Like it's going to be insane. Like,
can you
Future
imagine?
is at Luma.
They should bring him out to
Climate
sing the
Pledge
national
next
anthem. That's what they
oh
should do
man, please.
That'd be tough.
if they were thinking about it.
Go into the national anthem.
Or no,
straight
raise
to-
the flag. They bring him out to raise the
Bring
flag.
12 flag, yeah.
He bangs the drum and then just does coding crazy.
The
The
ghost
March
of Paul,
Madness.
the ghost
I'm
of
gonna get
Paul
my
Allen.
best back.
The ghost of Paul
Whoa.
Allen would fucking rise up.
Seahawks
They're
come
gonna
out
do all
of
that.
the
The Broncos will blow
Madness.
it out the fucking water.
Yeah, probably. Jamal's the only sensible one of all of us,
Yeah.
I think
I
yeah,
like
they're gonna do
chaos.
all that
I'm
future
boy
shit.
can- a boy can dream. That's all.
Mhm.
Fuck the Broncos.
Yep.
Last game of the week, and what I feel is the most important game of the week. I think it's going to really I think it's going to really set the tone for the season. I think it's going to
Set the tone for
a
yours
lot
and
of
my
relationships.
relationship. Yep, there you go.
Exactly. A lot of relationships. I never put my hands on you before, but I might have to after.
Be the worst
after
15
Monday.
seconds of your life, I promise.
I'll be at C-Tax with that shit on me. Raiders at Chargers or Chargers at Raiders. Doesn't really matter. In LA, basically the same game.
It'll be
Chargers
50-50.
Chargers are 3.5 point favorites.
There'll be a whole lot of fighting in that arena or stadium.
Bro, they
I
cut
don't
off
think so.
they cut off
Yeah.
alcohol at halftime when the Raiders come.
Yep.
Do they really?
Yeah, my
Specifically
buddy.
for the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to the game. My buddy who's a season ticket holder for the Chargers that I'm going with, he sent me the thing and it said they cut it off at halftime.
Yep.
And he said
Everything
they only
else
do that.
is end of the
Third
third quarter just for the Raiders, halftime.
Yeah.
Because there have been some murders at those games.
Even in I find it hard to believe in the new joint. There's got to be enough LAPD to like to get bullshit overtime. But like at the same time, I
will
I'm
say
just may get a
for
nice buzz
Chargers-
at breakfast.
for Chargers Cowboys, there was like no security. Like it was like mostly Cowboys fans. I didn't see many security. I didn't see many cops. Like it wasn't really secure like that. And not dressed up. Maybe they was like in some cholo shit ready to fuck us up. That being said,
Undercover.
I think the Chargers winning by like 7.5 points. If the spread was 7.5, I'm taking the Chargers. Hey,
no.
Josh McDaniels, scrub.
Oh my god.
We'll see.
We will see. I absolutely think
Hunter Renfro is going to be the next Wes Welker. Wait,
he was the next
the slot
Wes Welker
machine.
last year, though.
but he didn't score enough touchdowns. It's going to be
Exactly.
Yeah.
You think
Who's
your
gonna
quarterback's
cover
gonna
him?
throw more than 23 points this year?
who's going to cover him in this
Anybody?
game. Don't talk about this year. Talk about this game. Who's
I mean,
covering Who's covering Devontae
JC's,
Adams?
JC's back at practice running sprints. So
I thought he
Okay,
wasn't playing week one.
He's going to get his ass run all over the field. So he doesn't practice all week and then get in there and guard Devontae Adams.
yeah, sounds about right.
Okay.
And as you know, from me being at your house and we watched it together, Derwin be having Darren Waller in hell.
Yes.
In
That is
absolute
true.
hell. Yeah.
But the game that mattered, what happened?
It was a long season. Hey,
My headphones cut out. I don't hear anything.
No, I can hear you.
It was a long
Oh,
season.
he's a joke. The man's comedic timing is insane.
Hey, it was a long season. That was week 18.
They both teams played hard. Rashid, is that what that is?
Coaches made decisions that should not have been made. For one, plays that were called should not have been called. We're not talking about that. We're talking about right now.
We talking about practice? No, listen, we're talking about this game. Raiders 28, Chargers 24. Book it.
I love that. That's exactly the score you said, because I think it's going to be Chargers 38, Raiders 24.
Damn, you think y'all won by 2 tubs?
Hey, because y'all offensive line ass, your linebackers ass.
Yours is ass too.
What's ass? The offensive line
ass.
Tear him up. It is ass.
Hey, Blake, gobble, stop.
Austin
Relax.
Eckler gets yards
I'm
from
here.
fucking screen passes because he's got to
Tiana
dump
Trump's
it
in
off
the building, man.
because what'd you say?
That's
Keep going. Keep going.
That's crazy.
Austin Eckler's yards all come from fucking dump offs because the O-line is ass. They make it look like a screen. That O-line sucks. Max Crosby is going to dry hump Mega Man all the way up and down and around. And then I'm going to send you a picture of his dead fucking body laying at the 50-yard line.
You know that's cap. They
got Chandler Jones now too, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Who?
Come on. Come on. You have the corpse of Khalil Mack and you're talking about fucking who to Chandler Jones. Come on.
The corpse of Khalil Mack? All right.
He's as old as me.
The production has disappeared a bit.
He played 4 years for y'all and still the all-time sack leader. Stop it right now.
Till this year.
Don't act up.
Sons of Anarchy is going to take over. Hey, Max Crosby's got the.
You're doing him like Opie. Stop it.
Hey, listen, Max Crosby has the exact same stat line as Nick Bosa. Go look up that PFF. Nick Bosa, because he's built like a minotaur, gets all
Nick
the fucking.
Or Joey. I don't give a fuck about Nick.
Well, I'm just saying, no one talks about Joey. No one fucking talks about that guy.
That's cool. Hey, look up that triple team win rate. Come on.
Triple T. Come on.
Yeah, sure.
Come on. Get the fuck out of here, nerd. Let's talk about win rate over plus minus. Over
I got you on the ropes, bro.
You're talking about pressure. Are we talking about pressures? We're talking about almost getting there.
Who led
talking about almost getting there?
Wait, who led the league in strip sacks last year?
Not the strip sacks. We did.
Triple T win rate.
Let's talk about chicken strips. I heard the food at that fucking stadium sucks too. Can you back that up?
No, because I didn't eat there because I ate before I went, and I didn't have money to spend when I was there because your boy is broke. Casey, you know something about that, but we'll talk about that.
You saw that $40 fucking French bread hot lunch pizza that they sell there?
Your boy is poor.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
Do you think they route the good food for the Rams games, and then when it's you guys, it's the TV dinners and shit? The hungry
probably. Probably.
Broke
I
boy
wish I could do you like this. I don't get the ammo.
Broke boys forever renting ass fucking stadium.
I seen somebody like y'all don't want to pay y'all half of the rent for the stadium or something.
Hell no. They spend it all on their social media, man.
You're acting like the Raiders don't also rent their stadium because they ripped off the school district's budget. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
Taxpayers. They ripped out the taxpayers.
There's 4 taxpayers in Vegas right now.
Listen to me. The Raiders never played in a fucking 30,000 seat soccer stadium ever.
Motherfucker, y'all played at fucking.
You got a free churro. You got a free churro when you went to those games.
To the stadium in Oakland.
Get out of here.
There was 21,000 people there.
My buddy got season tickets to the Chargers for $300. $300 for season tickets.
You're fucking lying.
You can't even get into a Raiders game for $300.
Stadium, and I had a share
$300 for the season.
Stop it.
I'm sitting on the 50-yard line. $300 for the season.
Fight back.
The PSLs are an IOU for Chargers games.
Oh,
they let you buy that shit on Klarna.
I can't
get out of here.
I can't
bum ass franchise, fucking gender reveal ass uniforms. Get the fuck out of here,
Casey.
Now it's 38-24 Raiders. Get the fuck out of here with that.
You're about to make me take a picture of your hat. You know I'm about to take a picture of that hat. You know I love cancer.
You love cancer. You ride for cancer.
Damn, you and J. Cole. That's crazy.
Damn. No features.
Oh my god!
shit.
God, I hope it's. I hope
When's
it's
the last time
24
you went to
10.
a stadium that has troughs as the toilets that wasn't a high school?
Now you're talking about
Right.
the Oakland
Cheney.
Coliseum. You're talking about the Oakland Coliseum now. You want to talk about Qualcomm? Look like a women's prison.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, hold on. What's wrong with a woman's prison?
Or a fucking man. I don't care. A fucking child's prison. I
You
don't
know,
give a
Oakland
shit.
Coliseum looked like a fucking prison. Stop it.
Yeah,
Not
and
powder
they got it.
blue is the
That's
new
what you were
black.
talking about. People
Yeah, of
fucking
course.
it. People fucking it now during day games at Oakland, the fucking A's games. That's why they got out of there.
That's not why they got out of there.
This is not what you thought it was going to be.
That's
They got
not
out of there
what-
because they got out of there because they wouldn't stop putting the baseball dirt on. Even though that was the best part of Madden, when you fucking played in Oakland and you got to play on
was
the field
cool.
with the
That
baseball.
was fuck on the game.
The Dolphins had that for a little bit too, I think.
At Joe Robbie, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Anyway, fuck the
I'm
Chargers.
fucking
I
crying.
can't fucking wait until week 1.
Fuck the Chargers. Oh, fuck.
Damn, bro.
Hey, keep your phone on this time. That's all I gotta say. Because you were fucking
What?
quiet as fuck. That last game of the season, you had do not disturb on. Goddamn, you better keep it on. I'm gonna FaceTime you.
That's cap
Oh,
because
fuck.
Raiders fans will tell you I had to do a duty, and I called Raiders fans when we lost that last game.
I missed the call. You must have
So
forgot.
you're gonna be at the game?
You might not
Casey?
really be a
Yeah.
Raiders fan. I don't know.
Yeah.
You sound
I
like a
will be there.
49ers fan for all I know. I don't
Shit.
I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
Yo.
Tyrell.
Hey, this is my guy. I fuck with this guy, man. This guy's funny as fuck.
Hey man.
Hey,
I'm
Dude, y'all should like
Jamal,
a
I'm
women's
happy to
prison.
meet you, man. I talk about you all the time. Like we're friends to Tyrell, and I'm like, man, no, just
Oh,
me and Jamal.
fuck.
That is my spirit. My spirit when I
Dude.
listen to this podcast.
This motherfucker, that shit like a women's prison.
yeah, one of y'all got good audio, so that's all that matters.
For the sake of our football coverage season, Tyrell, I hope you guys win this Sunday, but goddamn.
That's crazy.
I do think this game could go either way, though. Honestly, Like, I
Powder
can see the
blue.
Raiders
Powder
winning.
blue is the new black. That's what I'm gonna call them.
It's one of the best promos I've ever heard cut. That shit
Yeah,
was
nah, it's
beautiful.
1986
all-
Ric Flair.
all I'm saying-
God damn.
For the Monday night
Oh, shit.
recap pod, Casey will be here one way or another.
I will. I get back at 12 o'clock. I'll be ready to go.
Oh, the victory lap's going to be insane.
Oh man! In limousines, kissing
You stay out here?
100 women.
Do you stay out here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, we
I
were
gotta watch
together.
football with this guy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I just can't ever invite him over to the house because he got other
He doesn't want-
obligations.
Oh shit! Even though you've been to my home,
I have.
We gotta watch football somewhere one Sunday.
Let's do it. I got the ticket. I got 75-inch. We can do it whenever you want, man. Leave Tyrell's ass at home.
Nah, this
That's
dude.
crazy.
Oh yeah, I
Wow.
gotta get you information. Yo, this dude had me fucking crying.
That's
Leave
crazy.
Tyrell to burn hot leaks over there.
He can watch the local game, whatever he does.
Blake, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to do all that, Blake.
Dude, Blake's a dick.
You didn't have to do all that. That was one time.
All
I
right.
provided a lot of free food, bitch ass.
I haven't had any of it.
And I invited you from North Carolina to the barbecue.
Because you knew you didn't have to come through on it.
I know. But you was out here 6 days later. Either way, you's a bitch.
So is that the Sunday night game, or no, or that's just
No.
afternoon game?
It's
afternoon.
just an afternoon game.
Oh, okay.
I
The
mean,
red
we
zone-
would actually
the red
Casey,
zone
do you work
special.
Sunday? Do you work Sunday?
This Sunday?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
We can figure some things out because we're going to Top Golf for the early games, but we can figure some things out for the late games. I'm just gonna have a
Well, I'll be at the game. You want to FaceTime while you're?
Oh
while I'm at-
yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot.
he did say he was going to.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did forget you were going to watch your team lose.
Mhm.
Okay.
I might get kicked. I'll tell you what.
Actually,
The Raiders
send me
win.
Nadia's number. I'm gonna tell her, hey, let me in. I just want to watch it in his favorite chair. I just
The
want to
Ra-
watch the game in his favorite chair.
The Raiders win. I'm getting kicked out of that stadium for indecent exposure. I'll just tell you that.
I can't wait. We'll be back on Monday. Monday recap podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Oh man, appreciate you, man. Anytime.
Appreciate you too.
This dude, man.
Take it easy.
Later.
Dude.
72.
Boy,
What a
live your
show.
best life, you be tripping on me. Acting like I give a fuck. Where you
I just realized what you were playing. I can't believe you ended it with this.
I want you to live it up.
What's Karen?
Want
Yes,
you to be a G, not a piece, but that they can
Yes.
do it like it's my B-day. That's right. Do it like it's my B-day, baby. Do it like it's my B-day. Do it like it's my B-day. Do it like it's my B-day.
Bye.
Later.